Okay, we're going on Carol. So we're getting ready for Starr Radio this morning. We're actually running some few minutes behind schedule. So, to keep gbogbo wa láàárọ̀ yìí, odò àgbé wa kò ní gbé ọ̀dàlẹ̀ o. Àwọn ọ̀dàlẹ̀ àárín wa nìkan ni kò ní gbé. Gbogbo tó bá dẹ̀ sọ pé kíran Yorùbá kó má dúró, kó má lọ. Ọlọ́run nìkan la máa bẹ pẹ̀lú yín torí Yorùbá nation now, Yorùbá nation. Kellogg's we got to show lórí broadcast. Can you imagine? All right, you like to join Archie nisin. Let's get ourselves together. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ oòjíire níbikíbi tí Ọlọ́run bá tún ní kẹ́ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ mi láàárọ̀ yìí. Ìmọ̀mọ́ yín náà ni o. Àníṣe ìyá àgbàgbà o. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ń bínú wa, má bínú wa, Yorùbá nation ni o. Wọ́n náà àkókò mọ̀rọ̀ sọ. Ẹni bínú wa náà ni o. Ọmọ yín la jẹ́ o. A máa wọnú studio nísìnyí kù díẹ̀. Yoruba nation now. Yoruba nation now. General Fele náà síbẹ̀ yẹn. Kẹ́ máa wo bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bínú Yoruba nation. Ẹ ṣe yé bínú wa náà. Ẹ ṣe darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Kí gbogbo àjọ jàjà ilé nǹkan. Kálàáfíà lè wà lórí ilẹ̀ wa. Ilé tí Fúlàní tẹ́ ń pa wá ẹ̀. Bí bọ́ ṣe ń pa wá yẹn ló dá báyìí. Kò dá o. Yes, why that? So that so ẹ jẹ́ ká join studio àti ń dúró dè mí. Yorùbá nation now. Àwọn ọmọlúàbí àtàtà. Àwa ọmọ ìran aládé. Tádé wa wá ń di pé a fi ń jẹ gungun káàkiri báyìí.
Looking forward to your company. Check me out. He tells me my energy is making me tired. Yes! How do you get the energy to do that? He told us I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I am ripping today. I have met my match. I have met my matchmate, Suzanne. Wow, amazing. One of the things that did not miss. I looked at that and the word and 2019, forget the proverbial ballroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
African and Caribbean radio station in Latin, bringing the time now to 9 minutes past the top of the hour. And it is time for us to bring you updates from Nigeria. But before then, let me acknowledge Prince Abimbola today. Says, good morning, Mr. Archie and White Lion. Wow, what a nice praise and worship to start the day. Yes. Giving thanks and praise to the Most High. Yes, Yoruba Nation has come to stay in the name of Jesus. And let's hear a big amen for that. Amen. All right, then. Now, let's go to the White Lion, who is also in the Northland studios, who is already there to fire on all cylinders. Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers.
We can't hear you.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. I actually muted the mic. Good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners. Good morning to all our viewers. Because, what we can say is we are not living in that 40 years ago. We are where people can see us. And I say good morning as you're joining the morning broadcast. As usual, it's all about the news from Nigeria. And I can only say good morning to every single one of you.
How were you after a very smashing program last night once again?
Well, yesterday, was just any other beautiful day. As we can say, yesterday was marvelous. We had, and when you get the color coming through, you quite understand that a lot of people have a lot of things to say. This is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And then all I can say is, when we look at, what happened on the Niger Voices yesterday, it already shows that there's so much to discuss, and I will be discussing a bit of that. Those that probably do not know what is Niger Voices, this is a program that was put together some almost 5 years ago, on Star Radio UK. Is the African, the voice of Africa and the voice of the people. And what we decided then was, we will be discussing issues affecting Nigerians, both in Nigeria and the diaspora as well. So if you have missed the edition yesterday, you will have to join us again next week, Wednesday, at about 6 p.m. local time, when we're going to be discussing more issues affecting Nigerians, not just Nigerians that's around, those that are now saying that there's nothing called Nigeria, we are the indigenous people. So I come back again to you in the studio before we review what actually happened yesterday.
Yes, listeners, it is Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios. Let me say good morning to Miss Gold as well. He says good day. I know that UAE is afternoon now. I hope you are doing very, very well. So, and there's a lot that we discussed with the calls and everything that was coming to the comments. I mean, I saw the comments, lots of them. But what do you think the mind of the people were on the discussions? Which way, the way forward for Nigeria?
Well, the topic yesterday that I have with me was Nigeria. What is the way forward? I mean, when we look at Nigeria today, Nigeria has played its role when it comes to issues among the other African countries as a big brother. Nigeria has played its role for the last 62 years, whether favorable to Nigerians or unfavorable to Nigeria. It depends on what you look like. But again, it's coming up to be another election as it's been planned by the government, in 2023. But it seems that there's a lot of issues, that is already on the table. And just to summarize it, let's take a look at what, the late singer Sonny Okoso actually sang. Which way, Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. A lot of people love Nigeria, but I'm not sure whether the name Nigeria love the people. I mean, in terms of even getting a Nigerian passport is one of the most difficult things to get. So you wonder, as much as the love that a lot of people were giving to Nigeria, they were not getting the love back. Which way forward? There was a late singer as well from the Yoruba musician named, the late Dr. Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. He actually prophesied the war and the breakup of Nigeria. He talked about the Arewa we have to go, the Oduduwa we have to go, and the Biafra we have to go. I'm talking about some 20 years ago, and the music was also played during the program yesterday. He said the only way that this is not going to happen, some 20 years ago when he sang the song, was that there would have to be unity and love in Nigeria. Do we have that? Is the question. Some of the caller yesterday, someone said that Nigeria is like a snake, and when you cut the snake, it's still trying to fight back. So it seems Nigeria is trying to fight itself back to keep it together. That's number one. We had another caller talked about, the transparency, the accountability that has never been there, when you talk about Nigeria. Again, somebody said Nigeria has been an experiment, and that has actually expired in 2014. We also had people say it would be better to have a peaceful dissolution, just as it was done, in other climate like the Soviet Union and the other countries that we've witnessed, some few years back, when it comes to, unity among themselves. But the question this morning is, will Nigeria turn off the oxygen? All my listener yesterday said, just turn it off and somebody said, don't even turn it off. It's already turned off because we want to save that oxygen for the so many new nations that will eventually come out of Nigeria should Nigeria break up.
Well, do you think Nigeria is going to break up at all? If you are listening to us this morning, you might think that these people are living on a different planet. Hey, I can see some positivity somewhere. But others or majority of people are pessimistic about the whole thing, thinking that, look, we've got into a place where the oxygen, whether it's brain dead, Nigeria is brain dead already. Let's just turn the oxygen off and let everybody go their separate ways. But what do you think about all that? That program comes away every Wednesday, 18 hours UK time. Yes, that program comes away. And let me say good morning to my apologies, Adebola Adetayo. My apologies today. It's a good morning, Mr. Archie and Mr. Koiki. Lots of love to you as well. Believe Yourself channel. Love you, brothers. We love you too. And welcome them where you are. And what you also look at is good morning, Archie, Mr. Koiki. Thanks for bringing the world to our doorstep. And that is our duty. We'll do our best to bring that your way. So you want to share your take with us on any of the issues, feel free and share it with us. All right, then. Now let's go to some of the updates that's making the rounds in Nigeria. But before we come to what Yomi has posted there was a couple of stories that I saw. Let me ask your take on that, because it looks like information coming through is saying that the president is finally supporting Peter Obi. How true is that story? Have you come across that?
Well, I've not actually come across that because, like I said, there's a lot of news traveling in Nigeria. But all I can say is, I'm not sure whether, Buhari would definitely, go to that line, especially, that, APC itself is going through a lot. There could be all sort of people, saying all different kind of things. But for Buhari to say that he's going to support Peter Obi would be one of the biggest mistakes he would have to say, especially in this very tough political terrain, especially, with somebody like Tinubu that is bitterly upset, and he actually had to be given that ticket so that it doesn't cause more problem to the party.
Okay. Well, information coming through that the presidency has debunked that statement, saying that it's not true, that people are just trying to use that. But somebody will say that there's no smoke without fire. So what do you think? Adibambo Anthony Paul said, good morning, my brothers. You are doing well. Thank you very, very much. All right, then. Now, let's come to some of the stories now. The PDP worries over Wike and WC missed governorship candidates. Now, Wike is being as like a spanner in the web of the ruling government. Now, so what is all that?
Well, Wike is still very bitter. He's the governor of River State currently. He tried everything, to become, the presidential aspirant for the PDP, and he has been very loyal, according to, the sources. That has been somebody that have kept the party going. But he believes that Atiku, have just come from nowhere and have hijacked, the ticket. Even though we know that PDP did not want to zone their ticket to the south, because if you look at the rotational and the way it has been, the southeast is meant to have the ticket, and that means should Atiku was not interested person in that race, that means Wike would have been the chances of becoming the presidential aspirant for PDP. But there are still increasing fears that the People's Democratic Party and the crisis between its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and the Rivers State Governor Nelson Wike may affect his chances in 2023. I actually saw in news yesterday that Wike is having a meeting with Tinubu here in London. I can't confirm that, but that was something that I picked up in the media news yesterday. The party leader who spoke to one of the media in Nigeria expressed concern about the growing relationship between Wike and some influential members of the All Progressive Congress, describing the development as worrisome. And if that is going to be the case, that we already saw Peter Obi lobbying with Wike, we're not sure whether Wike will move political party, but time will tell. Like I did talk about it, a lot is going to happen before 2023 as we continue to monitor that, from here in London. And I come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios bringing you updates from Nigeria. And whilst we go on, let me acknowledge Pastor Momo. It's a well done, eminent man for giving us the latest news. And Pastor Momo goes on, Nigeria is already in real. Break it up and let people leave. Yoruba Nation now. All right then. Well, what do you think? Let's continue on 90 minutes past 11 the time. The morning show, the Thursday edition. With me, Archie, here in the South Studios, and Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North Studios. Now, yesterday we didn't talk about the strike. We talked about what ASU was saying. We were talking about the stalemate between ASU and the federal government. And still, they've not got to a point where maybe one of them is going to calm down. No. It seems to be going on. And it's saying that strike, no end in sight. State varsities insist. So, what next?
Well, it seems the logger between the federal government and the ASU is something that would definitely not be resolved before the end of this year. I'm not too sure whether there will be a solution to that. We've seen that already, that more of the political parties are more interested about the upcoming election as against the students that have been at home. And you're quite right. More students are becoming more frustrated. No end in sight. the state varsity insists. Some of the branches of the academic staff union of the university and in a state-owned university have now promised to remain on strike following the failure of the federal government to successfully negotiate with the national body. The national body will be having a meeting on Sunday. We talked about that. But it seems that the chairperson of ASU in the affected state university, described as ignorant calls for the suspension of the strike in state-owned university. So it doesn't seem that nothing is going to be resolved very soon, because it still seems that the pressure is still mounting, and that is going to have more effect. Since February 14 this year, ASU declared a national strike, thereby grounding all academic activities from the federal university up to the state-owned university. The only people that are still going to university, you will definitely have this kind of money, and those are private universities. They're quite expensive, and it's not everybody that can afford it. The national body that has requested the federal government release some fund to the university and allowance, deployment of university transparency accountability, which we talked about yesterday, and I'm going to be talking about the Falcon that were left in the Turkish airport yesterday or day before yesterday. It still shows, the accountability, the transparency that have never been in any of the government, since 1960 when we had the independence. But the question remains is, some of the state universities like Kwara State University, Lagos State University, Osun State University, Kaduna State University, among other, pull out of the strike according to findings, however, reveal that the majority of the state-owned university still remain on strike.
Well, somebody's asking me the question, how broke is the Nigerian government that they cannot actually, meet these lecturers in a way? Because we are talking about a stampede in admission of students to the universities. Because some people have to go out and others come in. For almost, we are going for how many months now?
Well, like I said, since February, so you look at March, May, June, July, August, almost 6 months, going to 7 months now.
Yeah, and it's quite serious, because if it goes through a year, then what happens to those who are virtually getting into the universities and those who have to also graduate? What happens to them?
Well, no one is going to graduate anytime soon, and nobody's coming in anytime soon as well. So that means everybody, is locked egg. What I can only say is it's going to be a tough time. It has been like that, Mr. Archie, and our listeners from around the world. This is not the first time that people are going on strike. So an average Nigerian university or an average Nigerian student knows that you're going in for a 3-year course, but you have to prepare for a 5-year course.
Wow. This is a place where, we talk about Africa, we talk about the fact that we don't respect time, we don't value time at all. And that is the scarcest commodity. You lose it today, you can't gain it, you can't do anything about it. But well, let's continue. Adebanbo Anthony Paul said before 2 months, there's going to be an earthquake, and it's going to shake Nigeria, and it's going to break up. My goodness. Now, Royal Ade, Yoruba Nation now is the only answer to the Nigerian problems. And Believe Yourself channel says, ASU parents have concluded to pay 10,000 naira to support government. Oh, wow. Interesting. That's what people, parents will want their wards to actually complete university and get on with their lives. And people are prepared to pay that much. Well. Keep your comments coming through. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In person, you did talk about the Falcon who have been left at the Turkish in Turkey. Now, what happened to them? What tournament did they go to? How come that they've been left there?
Well, football is is something that excites so many of Nigerians across the globe as well. It's one of the most important games that people watch a lot. But it seems there were issues as the team were returning back to Nigeria after the FIFA Women's World Cup that was just played. From what we heard. I'm just reading the statement that have just been released again by the NFF. NFF have just issued a strong statement, indicted FIFA following the Falcons' ordeal at the Istanbul airport. The Falconets were left stranded at the Istanbul airport in Turkey as they headed home from the Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. Nigerians have blasted the NFF for what may describe as a show of shame and national embarrassment. I mean, these were, people that have done, just as so many Nigerians, that says that, when Nigeria never happened to you, it doesn't matter whether, in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, you will expect that footballers that are representing a country like Nigeria, as we are told, the biggest in Africa, the most populous black nation, but yet we cannot even get an aircraft to bring them back from Costa Rica direct back to Lagos or Muritala Mohammed Airport or Abuja Airport for a welcome reception, even if they have not performed very well. I don't know if that would have cost, heaven and earth. But the problem is more politicians will probably take their girlfriends for a round trip across the globe. But what we can say is, pictures started emerging of these footballers, female, sleeping on the floor of an airport in Turkey without a proper arrangement. What we were told is that, there was the issue with the transit visa. I believe all that should have been resolved before they even take off for the first leg. So according to what we are getting here, the Nigerian Football Federation has claimed that FIFA booked the Falconet ticket back to their home country, after they crashed out of the Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. Nigeria were stunned after pictures showing the ladies sleeping at the Istanbul airport went viral.
What are the sports ministry said about that?
Well, that's exactly what the response I've just read now. They're actually blaming FIFA, for the ordeal that took place because FIFA actually organized, the ticket back. I'm not sure, how that played out because I'll expect, that is the role of the Nigerian Football Federation. But just like we said yesterday during Niger Voices, transparency, accountability, you never get that in Nigeria.
Wow. Listeners, it is Starr Radio, okay? Updates from Nigeria, 11:27 from the House of London. All right, then.
Well,
yes,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. Pastor Momo says, imagine shameless politicians and nation. Well, he thinks that should never happen, but it's happening. What do we do about that? Okay, Yomi, I said what you were going to say before we move on to.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Now, the police minister has come out to say that, look, the president or the government, Buhari, is doing his best in fighting and to crash the bandits. But he says it's quite a difficult task. So they are trying, but they've not gotten there yet. Now, why was he saying that? What has happened? And what is the president still saying about their fight against banditry, terrorism, and all that stuff?
Well, the issue of terrorism in Nigeria is one thing, that a lot of Nigerians, kept wondering, why is it taking so long, to flush and kill these terrorists if there's no other hidden agenda, that is taking so long, and the reason it's taking so long is because a lot of Nigerians and a lot of people now believe that the government, is using a very, very soft pedal when it comes to the issue of terrorism in Nigeria. They don't want us to call them terrorists, rather they want us to call them, bandits. And when you use the word bandit, as we've discussed here on Starr Radio UK so many times, that is literally something else entirely. So is the government going to do any more effort to stop it? I'm not too sure. But according to the headline, Buhari regime trying hard to crush, the terrorists, says police minister. Especially what he's going to say, when it's something that is getting, his payment from the government of the day. Mr. Dingyadi said the country would also continue to seek cooperation in intelligence and information sharing to curb the activities of the terrorists. Again, President Muhammadu Buhari regime has reiterated its commitment to tackling the terrorists and other criminal elements ravaging Nigeria within the best legal framework. Police Affairs Minister stated this during a courtesy visit by the Canadian High Commission to Nigeria. Remember that Canada and the Canadian government actually warned a lot of their citizens and Nigeria about travel issue to Nigeria that was given as an advice. And let me just pick that up, and you can expect that, definitely a minister of police will tell lies, just like, most of the government officials tell lies, especially when they see the foreign counterpart. This is what was updated as at yesterday on travel to Nigeria by the Canadian government if you're doing so at your own risk. Risk level: Nigeria, avoid non-essential travel to Nigeria due to unpredictable security situation throughout the country, significant risk of terrorism, crime, internal communion clashes, armed attack, and kidnapping. Number 2, regional risk: regional risk level. Avoid all travel. Avoid all travel to the following regions due to the risk of terrorism, armed attack, kidnapping, intercommunion, and sectarian violence. The northwestern state of Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, Zamfara. The north central Plateau, the northeastern state of Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Jigawa, and Yobe. The Niger Delta state of Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Delta. So definitely a minister of police representing a failed government would definitely tell anything, just to give false information. But those that are telling, which is the Canadian High Commission to Nigeria, James Crisford, already giving advice from his government to tell those that are trying to go to Nigeria not to do so because of the high risk.
Well, I say it all the time, action speaks louder than words. Now, if you say you're going to be fighting them, we should have seen more action. I always say before, I don't like talking more, I would rather act for people to, see that I mean what I'm saying. And then the police ministers are saying that, well, they will do everything in the legal framework. That means what are they doing? Are they talking about a slap on the race of the people? Because we are talking about the fact that they need to raise the level calling such people terrorists so that the right action can be taken against them. But government doesn't seem to be doing so. So maybe, this one is somebody who has destroyed somebody's farm and then they slap on the race and they need them to go. Is that what they're talking about there?
Well, yes, like I said, when you look at what the minister is saying, according to the legal framework, if you're going to start using the word terrorism in Nigeria from the government perspective, it also have, a kind of what international level, is going to be discussing. But it seems Nigerian government is playing, is downplaying the issue of terrorism in Nigeria. And if that is going to be the case, the international community that knows that there's an issue there will always advise their citizens in terms of traveling in and out of Nigeria. And also, like you said, the issue of terrorism is having a big impact on the economy. I was actually reading, just as we were discussing yesterday, many soldiers fear death as terrorists again ambush Nigerian army convoy in Zamfara state. So more killings is happening because there's a loophole somewhere among the military hierarchy in Nigeria. The troops were said to have been ambushed when they were having a patrol in some area on Wednesday. Yet to be ascertained the numbers of the soldiers has been killed, which was an ambush on a military convoy by gunmen suspected to be terrorists in Kakonwaji district of Bugundu local government area of Zamfara state. Remember that Zamfara state was also one of those areas that was mentioned that regional risk level, avoid all travel according to the Canadian government.
Wow. May Nigeria not happen to you? We say it there. But let me read a few comments and then I'll come back to Yomi for other stories making the rounds. Adebambo Anthony Paul says Nigeria has no value for life. Okay, Nigeria does not value life. Is that a country? Only solution now is that everybody should break up and let everybody go their own way. Okay, Amayo, hey, Amayo, how are you? Yes, Amayo says that good morning, Starr Radio UK. Amayo says now education tax in Nigeria is 2.5% of companies' profit, and what has government done about that? Solution. But Momo also says, amen. Oh, may Nigeria not happen to us? Yes, the government is not doing what it's supposed to do. What can we say? We only have to hope and pray. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It's Olayomi Koiki in North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. So I'll hand over to Yomi for the rest of the stories making the rounds. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. At 34 minutes past 11, I welcome you once again if you've just joined us on the morning edition of the Starr Radio UK, where we review all the news coming out of Nigeria this morning. Wadome, military panel cleared 10 soldiers, Balabere promoted, according to the headline. Use and abuse untold story of the Falconet World Cup campaign. As we said yesterday, we can't show those images, but it shows the negligence of a minister that should have been resigning this morning, but that is not going to happen in Nigeria. As we said earlier, the players who boarded a Turkish airline were on transit in Istanbul on their way from the Under-20 World Cup in Costa Rica after crashing out from the tournament following a 2-0 defeat to Netherlands on Sunday. Following a flight delay in Colombia, the airline that was scheduled to fly them to Abuja had left They were made to endure a frustrating 24-hour stay at Istanbul airport. We thought our flight was for Tuesday, not knowing that it was for Wednesday, a team official told the media. You can imagine that, we have people that should be managing, a set of people in Nigeria, but this is what Nigeria does. The first ticket we had in Costa Rica at August 23rd on it, but when we got to Colombia, there was a 4-hour delay, which made them change the ticket, and we had to undergo 24 hours of hell at the airport. So we hope, again, in Nigeria never happened to you. Buhari extolled the Sultan of Sokoto at 66 years old. According to President Muhammadu Buhari, yesterday joined the entire Muslim Ummah in celebrating with the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Sahad Abubakar, as he turned 66 on August 24, 2022. The president sent a message through his media senior assistant, Garba Shehu. The statement is titled, President Buhari celebrate the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Sahad Abubakar, celebrating his 66 years old. So let's take a look at some of the other headlines, and I go straight to the social media, but come back again to you first. Once again, Forex inflow will drop by 17% to $6.6 billion. We're not producing anything, even up to toothpick. On Instagram yesterday, I was watching a particular short video, how matches are made, and it's quite amazing, with a very small local production, and yet they could be able to produce tons of matches that is needed in almost our daily life for those that are still using it, from the cutting of the wood, to going into the system, breaking it down to the pieces, up to the finishing and the packaging. And this is what we expect Nigeria to be as a giant of Africa, as we have been told, for a very long time. But rather, we would rather import toothpick, matches, and even toilet roll, just as we said yesterday. $12 billion worth of pharmaceutical, plastic, and sugar are imported to the country. So the headline this morning says, Forex inflow will drop 17% to about $6.6 billion US. The aggregate foreign exchange inflow into the economy will fall by 17.3%. That is about $6.58 billion in April. According to the Central Bank of Nigeria that disclosed this in its April monthly report on the foreign exchange flow through the economy, it stated the economy recorded a low net foreign exchange inflow of $2.63 billion from $3.53 billion in the preceding month. A similar total foreign exchange outflow decreased by 11.3%. That's about $3.95 billion. When you talk about all this big money, a lot of Nigerians are just more concerned about the food, the jobs, and how they can survive on a day-to-day. So that would now bring me back again to you in the studio, as we will come back and then review some of those headlines coming out of the social media this morning on Nigeria.
Yes, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you some updates and some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria today. Okay, now I think I will go straight to what is happening on the social media. But if you have any comments, please feel free, send them in, and I promise you we're gonna read that. All right.
And we go straight to the social media. Again, YouTuber is trending at number 5. For those that probably will not understand what a YouTuber means, a YouTuber are those that use YouTube as a source of their income, whether in gaming, whether in selling a product, or using it for educational purpose or different. But it probably won't happen in Nigeria, because Nigeria do not have that capacity when it comes to the usage of internet. So a lot of people that are back home that could also be earning a lot, in terms of their skills, on the YouTube, will probably not be able to gain that advantage of the social media network because of the issues of the of the technology that is not available in Nigeria today. So I'm just looking at what Nigerians are saying. On a low, African YouTuber be YouTubing 80 million views just like that. Wow, Eric Okafor is something that I think a lot of people are talking about. That I'm not sure who that person is, but it seems it's somebody that has reason why the tweet is going this morning. I believe he's a Nigerian, Eric Okafor, that has 80 million view milestone. Make music rest small today now for YouTuber, according to Tayo. I feel like YouTuber in Africa don't get enough respect for the hard work they do. We work so hard with limited resources, just like I said earlier, and yet never seems to get the respect we deserve. even though we are literally shaping the future of the media, is it because we don't live flashy lifestyle? So we go straight to, I can see Peter Obi is trending at number 6. And as usual, it seems that maybe Peter Obi will be heading to America, but it says there, according to what hashtag Peter Obi in America, maybe Peter Obi, okay, it looks like he has a lot of followers in America. And according to Ahmed Abdullahi, Peter Obi is yet to arrive to the state, but the venue is already sold out. Nigerians in diaspora are really yearning for this national liberation. This is the first of its kind. Well, I'm not too sure that it's all Nigerians. And now let's quickly look at what more other people are saying when it comes to other areas as well. And when it comes to the continuation of the Yoruba Nation, the Yoruba Nation Clubhouse today will be having a conversation in the next 2.5 hours. And the topic that we'll be discussing will be the Nigeria electoral system, a sham or destruction. I'll come back now to you again in the studio, Mr. Archie, Star Radio UK.
Yes, listeners, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So Olayomi Koiki. Now let's look at one other story that you put quickly, and then we can do that, pertaining to the Human Rights Commission records, recording that 158,000 cases of gender-based violence in 2021. Is it pertaining to Nigeria?
Well, according to Mr. Ojukwu, who also said that the designated toll-free lines and digital platform was launched to direct a victim to a responder. I hope that are working because, as we know, Nigeria has a lot of issues. The National Human Rights Commission says 158,517 complaints on sexual and gender-based violence against women and children last year. According to the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Tony Ojukwu, made this known in Maiduguri and called to action workshop to develop the Northeast. Remember that only yesterday, United Nations is seeking 11 billion or thereabout to support, the acute, problem in the Northeast. But according to the violent-based gender problem, it's not just in the Northeast, but it seems there's more of that in that particular axis. And the reason for that is because, again, of the terrorism that is having issues on that area. According to him, the Commission has created a counseling unit in addition to other departments handling women, children, and vulnerable groups to address the overwhelming complaint. Like I said, Mr. Juku also said that a designated toll-free line and digital platform has now been launched. But yesterday during Nigeria Voices, somebody wanted to purchase an electricity, and he also said there was no network. So that means both platform was not working. He couldn't buy the electricity, and the network that was meant to provide the electricity was not also working.
Well, when things fall apart, that means that the center cannot hold. Chinua Achebe was all right at the time when he's been prophesied that in writing. But well, Yomi, before we go.
Well, it don't go yet because we still have Archie and the rest of the team that will be coming up, to take you through the rest of the program. I will be back again tomorrow. As you were all saying, the weather is a bit cold out here today. It's been raining all night up to this morning. So make sure you take proper care when you're going out. And if you're in Nigeria, if you see something, tell the security operatives, may Nigeria never happen to us.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
Bye for now.
Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now.
Well, I think we've done justice again this morning. Let's now turn our camera closer to me. Mokibubu Alni Ibikibiti Olawon Babatuni Katupade Laroy. I think we can have a bit of conversation before we close our time broadcast. The weather is very, very, it's been raining outside. Let me bring this camera back to me on the YouTube. Now that I'm down there, okay, and I bring this to me, and now, Yoruba Nation now. Bókí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí àtẹni tó fẹ́ wa torí àwọn tó fẹ́ kí Yorùbá kó dá dúró àwọn náà máa ń wo program yẹn o wàláì mo ṣeré o yeah mighty close why is it going don't go capo àwọn tó fẹ́ kí Yorùbá kó lọ they come on this show, they sit down there with a fake account ọ̀fígbọ́n kan tí Koiki fi sọ ọ̀fígbọ́n kan tí Yèyé Dára máa sọ adúpẹ́ fún ìyá wa Tẹ́ni Ọmọlógo tí wọ́n ti jáde lánàá kí Ọlọ́run ọba kó túbọ̀ bá fún wọn ní àlàáfíà tó yẹ. I'm sure at least everybody's mind is now at rest. I watched her yesterday. I didn't even know she was live until somebody called my attention that Sister Teni Omologo is live on the transmission. So at least we are grateful for Elédùmarè pé whatever it is, àdúrà ní ká ṣá máa gbà pé àwọn ọ̀tá máa gbìyànjú náà ni, but they cannot get to us. They are trying their best, we can't deny that. But tí ó bá jẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run ló ní àsìkò tó tí ìran Yorùbá máa dúró, it doesn't matter how many people are there trying to tell us àwọn ọmọ Oòduà jẹ́ kí fóònù yìí charge, wọ́n ti lo battery cell ẹgbẹ́ àbọ̀rọ̀ mòye nísìn, wọ́n máa gbìyànjú and they are trying, but that is not what I want us to focus on. Ó dáhùn pé kí n dé fìlà ilé aṣọ tí mo wọ̀ yìí, fìlà tó súnmọ́ mi ní o, àbí ṣé ká tún ṣe láàárọ̀ èwo lẹ fẹ́ kí n wọ̀, eléyìí left or right left or right, èwo lẹ fẹ́, left right èwo ni ká wọ̀, àbí ṣé ká má dé fìlà left. Ẹ ṣe máa ń like àwọn nǹkan tó dàbí tó máa ń dẹ́rù bà wọ́n nílé báyìí, ṣé left lẹ fẹ́ àbí right? Ẹ káàárọ̀ ìyá mi Pastor Mo Adesanya, original ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú káre. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìyá mi kan pè mí láàárọ̀ Ìjẹ̀bú tó ń sọ báyìí, wọ́n ní ṣé mo gbọ́ mo ní ṣáà máa sọ, ìyàn kan ní right àti ní option méjì o, èwo lẹ fẹ́? Bàbá mi Michael Awẹ́, èwo lẹ fẹ́ nu méjèèjì? Ṣé kí n dékẹ́ wò right lélẹ̀, no left lélẹ̀, right lélẹ̀, eléyìí dàbí táwọn ti ẹmọ̀ tí wọ́n bá fi lọ pẹ́ mu lọ́jà, left, okay left lẹ fẹ́, ẹ fẹ́ right, okay ẹ jẹ́ ká dé left nígbà yẹn, yọ́pì lélẹ̀. Sórí one thing we have to understand, imagine àwọn tó lọ gbá bọ́ọ̀lù fún Nàìjíríà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà nídìí ìrókò, mo kí gbogbo ilé kọ̀ọ̀kan, mo kí Miss Gold, Adédoyin, Adésínà, ọmọ Yorùbá worship, Toríọlá. Ẹ tó bá fẹ́ ká máa dárúkọ yín tá bá ń ṣe program, ẹ máa sọ fún mi lẹ́yìn pa Mr. Koiki, no, ẹ má dárúkọ mi. Some people probably doesn't want that. But I don't think we should be concerned about that because the government doesn't have the time. Look, Sherry, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ rò pé government ní mechanism láti máa monitor everything tá à ń ṣe. The government doesn't have the mechanism. I'm serious. Government ò ní mechanism yẹn, but ẹ mọ̀ pé torí fear, eléyìí mo charge ẹ̀ mọ́jú, eléyìí gan ti ń sọ pé òun ti lọ́lẹ̀ díẹ̀, mo rẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ for a while kí n tó máa lọ. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Koiki Media, ẹ jẹ́ kí n turn things around and then we can do some talking and I can also allow you to call in because every little space tá bá ní nísìn la gbọ́dọ̀ máa fi bára wa sọ̀rọ̀. Tó bá di aago méjì, transmission kan máa wáyé láti àwọn Yorùbá Clubhouse, a máa bá wọn transmit nǹkan kan ní aago méjì àbọ̀. Ẹ má bínú, ìyẹn mo ṣe máa ń ní mo charge phone yẹn dáadáa, so that's why. So what I'm gonna do now, a máa pa Koiki Media ilé, a máa wá tán ilé, so power bank then I can open my phone line. Àráyè ṣe program láàárọ̀ because mo sọ fún yín pé mo máa sùn díẹ̀ dáadáa, even though mo ti jí before 9. I'm as usual dealing with a lot of things. Àwọn tí a lè fún ní flag mobilization ẹ̀ ti ń lọ, mo mọ̀ pé ohun gbogbo yín pé Mr. Koiki ṣé pé mo ní wá rí flag bàbá ẹ̀ kò dá o, ẹ ṣe sùúrù, flag yẹn tí tó kò wà enough. 3,000 like ọ̀ṣì sẹ́ǹsì, the next lot is already being prepared. I won't say more than that again. Those are security things and I don't want to go too much in details. So I'm going to end this one while that one I've started. Then we can open the phone line. Phone gbogbo ẹni tí ẹ bá tó fẹ́ pè wá láàárọ̀, but ẹ má pè, ẹ ti mọ̀ pé jà tó máa ń tàn ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé tí bá ti ní kẹ́ má pè ju studio line lọ. Ẹ tẹ́ bá ti pè studio line ẹ ní problem. Àwọn kan máa ní Mr. Koiki wàhálà tí ẹgán ti pọ̀ jù jàre. ó ṣe fi fóònù ẹ sí kinní kan do not disturb. I just want us to get used to it so that way, we are getting closer. As we always say all the time, okay, I think they can see me like this, yeah. Even the one upside down. The line is open. You can call in at any time. I will allow you to get through. Moki, Mr. Kinde, Salami, Lola George, Moki. Tọwọ́tọwọ́ ni mo fi ń dárúkọ gbogbo yín. Mo tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n dárúkọ mọ́ anybody lórí ọ̀bí mi dá. No. Not backup nǹkankan. I don't want any backup. Backup ẹrù gan ti pọ̀ jù. So like I said, the flags are moving around. Kódà ó máa dé Kánò. Mo ní ọ̀kan tí mo fẹ́ send sí ní Kánò. Yeah, ó máa dé Kánò. Kò pọ̀, but a ti ń pín káàkiri. So àwọn tó bá dọ́wọ́ wọn wá máa fi yàn lásìkò bá tó. Níjọ́ Saturday lágbára Ọlọ́run àwọn rally méjì máa wáyé fún àwọn tó bá wà nílé tẹ́ bá lè darapọ̀. Ìlaró àti Ìbàdàn. Ìwọ náà wo èyí tó bá lè lọ. Mr. Koiki, is there any hope that I will get a flag? I'm not sure, to be honest, because Yoruba land is massive. We're talking about millions of us. Put your glasses me dirty. Line me to our open. Anybody can also is an interactive. I haven't got anything topic or anything. We're just discussing generally. Afitaba fini kama lo, èmi nìkan mo wà nílé pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ Oòduà àgbàlagbà, àwọn kéékèèké ìyá wọn ti kó wọn lọ, ó ti jáde. So èmi àti àwọn ẹ̀dẹ̀ ṣì ń sùn. So, and I have a bit of time, so if you want to ask question, Chairman tó máa ń pè mí, mo wà lórí live show baba, mo wà lórí live program. A lè sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn, mo wà lórí live program. A lè sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn. And even his line is not connecting. So, àwọn yẹn kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ orí social media. Ṣẹ́rí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn rò pé torí activities tó ń lọ ní Nàìjíríà, campaign, this, that. Mo pẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi dáadáa. All the volumes are up anyway. Ṣẹ́rí gbogbo activities tó ń lọ Nàìjíríà is making it look like pé Yorùbá ò ní wáyé àbí Yorùbá nation ò ní wá. Ọmọ ìpín kan táwọn èèyàn kan máa ń rò ní pé Yorùbá wo àsìkò tí tó járe ẹ lọ jókòó síbì kan Yorùbá wo. Àwọn kan fẹ́ Yorùbá kó dá dúró but wọ́n wò pé kò tí tásìkò. Ìbí wọ́n ń béèrè pé ìgbà wo lásìkò. Ìgbà wo gan lásìkò. Èyí tẹ́ ń sọ pé kò tí gbọ́dọ̀ wá sáyé nísìn, kò tí gbọ́dọ̀ wá sí ìmúṣẹ. And my question is, ìgbà wo ló gbọ́dọ̀ wá sí ìmúṣẹ? Jẹ́ ń pa náà yìí, ṣé kò ní pọ́n reflect yẹn lójú? Jẹ́ ń pa bẹ́ẹ̀, it's too much. Tẹ̀lé gbé lọ sọ́wọ́ yìí, kọ́kọ́ fi bright up náà ni. Okay bẹ́ẹ̀. About anything, Mr. Koiki, please, if someone wants to buy with we're not selling the flag at all. And to buy we're not tapping it if you run share, I'm a jagidinio because I want to send the owó we can share mo ṣàlàyé fún wọn pé kò ṣe fún títà 3,000 ti délé ó máa dé àwọn ibi tí ó lè dé for now. The next one is already ó rà pé mo rí tí ó rà pé pastor mo ó rà pé ní tẹ́ bá fi bá a ṣe send message nísìn. Ẹ jẹ́ máa follow comment me. Ẹ̀rọ kí mo rí yàn kan náà. Ẹ tó bá fẹ́ ṣe 1,000 ẹ kàn sí wa. Mo ti sọ fún yín pé kódà àwọn team ìtàmàtì níjà lélẹ́yìí o ẹni tó ń pè direct ẹ̀ ló ń pè. Hello, ṣe fẹ́ pè mí sórí show ni àbẹ́ fẹ́ kọ̀ pé kò mú wa lórí program.
Orí program náà ló ń pè yín kí ẹ má bínú.
Oh yeah, go ahead, but number tẹ́ kẹ́ pè kọ́ lélẹ̀. Ẹ máa save number mi but ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ but number ilé ìkọlẹ̀ máa pè sí jọ́ mi. Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ mo ti fún yín láyé ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ tí ó rẹ̀ ń pè direct ẹ go ahead.
Okay, ẹ má bínú.
No làbọ̀rọ̀ má bínú gbogbo àjọ wà lórí ẹ̀ ni.
Òmìnira tá yẹn jà fún ọlọ́ àjẹká nígbà.
Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àtẹ̀tì.
Kíní kan ní òye mi ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú tó bá jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọdé o. Lẹ́tà tí bàbá ní àwọn kan sí ààrẹ Buhari.
Ẹ fẹ́ kí n gbé lẹ́tà yẹn jáde ní ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ lẹ́tà yẹn wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi báyìí ẹ máa ṣẹ̀rí pé ilẹ̀ pè ilẹ̀ tún já kọ́ọ̀lù ṣówó yín tán ni ó bàbá ìkẹ́ ẹ̀yin lẹ dá ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí nísìnyí ẹ̀ parí ẹ̀ ti sá lọ báyìí lẹ́tà yẹn méjì ni mo ti print the basic things of life. Ẹ má tún pèsè nọ́mbà yẹn tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè nọ́mbà tẹ́ máa pèsè ayé tẹ́ Bashiru tó bá wà ń bẹ ẹjọ́ bá mi fi studio line wá síta gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ pè studio line yẹn nìkan ni àfúnyín láyè pé kẹ́ pèsè. So adúpẹ́ àwọn kan ní ká fún àwọn kan ní sọ́gbà àwọn tó ní ká fún because that one is private but àwọn tá fún tí wọ́n ní ká fáwọn fún tó bá dọ́wọ́ wọn they have the right to tell the public bó ti dọ́dọ̀ tí wọn èmi kọ́ ni máa announce ẹ̀ síta torí àwọn tó ṣe flag àwọn kan á agree pé ká fún àwọn kan so ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ fi bá wa ṣe pé tẹ bá fi bá wa ṣe a ṣe need a lot àwọn team wa review price yẹn again lánàá Godson son ẹ má pè sí nọ́mbà tẹ́ ń pè sí yẹn ẹni tó bá ti mọ studio line ó bẹ́tà kí ẹ má tẹ̀ pè rárá ẹ má pè rárá if not àfi tẹ bá ti fún mi ní extra phone tí mo tún ní máa fi fóònù ilé ìṣe broadcast mọ́ nìkan ni mo ní máa tún ní spare phone mo ní spare phone for now phone kan ti damage tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ní máa tún ṣe mo tẹ̀ ráyè ẹ gbá bínú alàgbà ẹgbọ́n sókè studio line ẹni tó bá ti mọ studio line ẹ má pè rárá kò make sense ẹ pè mí lẹ́yìn tá a bá parí ètò ká sọ̀rọ̀ lórí nọ́mbà tẹ mọ̀ sí yẹn hello ẹ má bínú alàgbà ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ káàárọ̀. Láti ìlú Èkó ṣe ní question ni ṣe ní ìbéèrè ni àbí ṣe ní nǹkan tí ẹ fẹ́ bá wa sọ.
Mo ní ìbéèrè ta
lórí rally n tẹ gbàgbé láti wọ báàjì mi láàárọ̀ yìí ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ni ambassador Yorùbá nation so gbogbo tí bá lọ mo gbọ́dọ̀ máa ní báàjì lára ẹ gbọ́n sókè.
Ní àdúgbò
orílẹ̀ Ìgànmú ó dà kí máa rántí ó dà pé mo bẹ̀ máa ń lọ sọ́nà bẹ̀ nígbà kan orílẹ̀ Ìgànmú wá orílẹ̀ Ìgànmú ó látòṣòdì àbí mo mọ̀nà púpọ̀ mọ̀ bọ̀ máa ṣà ń gbọ́ orílẹ̀ Ìgànmú yẹ mo ń gbọ́ yín sà.
I really need rally níbẹ̀ awareness fáwọn èèyàn.
Ok.
Ó yà mí lẹ́nu sí ìmọ̀bọ́ lánàá ó ní ṣé wọ́n ṣe rally Yorùbá nation ni mo sọ pé
oníṣan ta ló ń béèrè yẹn pé ṣé wọ́n ṣe rally Yorùbá nation ni ta lẹ́ni tó ń béèrè yẹn.
Ọmọbìnrin yẹn she's very short.
Okay.
So I didn't need the awareness àwọn tó ní stress ní Yorùbá nation fún láti bò sí.
Okay.
Ṣùgbọ́n n tó ń sọ ni pé nígbà tó ti lé bàbá wa tó ti kú ń gbà yẹn.
Okay.
Kíkó lè wọ́n ní ọ̀nà pa kó máa wọ̀.
Okay, so ìgbà tí wọ́n fi pé torí chief ò sí nílé mọ́ tíjọba ti fẹ́ lọ pa sílé tíjọba ti di pé ó dàbí ìwà tó wà ní on exile so gbogbo Yorùbá nation ó ti kú àbí.
Èrò kan wà nìyẹn.
ó dà so bí yàrá àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run nígbà tí mega rally máa wáyé á kàn sí wọn padà but àdúrà tiwa ni pé may Nigeria not happen to them àwọn tó ń gbá bọ́ọ̀lù fún Nàìjíríà gan ṣe bí Nàìjíríà ṣe happen sí wọn ní Turkey tó ń sùn sílẹ̀ lẹ̀ so àwọn tó ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn èèyàn kan má ṣe gbìyànjú pé ó sì ń lọ o a mọ̀ pé lójú yóò dàbí pé kò lọ but ó sì ń lọ ẹ máa bá wa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún wọn títí tí ẹ̀yin lẹ máa put it together àwa kọ́ la máa bá yín put rally àwọn bá yàn put rally ẹ̀yin tẹ wà ládùúgbò yẹn náà lẹ máa pera yín jọ pé a máa ṣe rally o but ẹ kọ́kọ́ máa bára yín discuss ẹ máa mọra yín so èèyàn méjì mẹ́ta lè dárọ̀ rally sílẹ̀ àbúrò mọ̀ yín sà so kò ń ṣe Koiki Media kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe mo lè rò pé àwọn ìlànà àbí YSDN àwọn ló máa ṣe yẹn ẹ̀yin lẹ máa kọ́ ṣe rí even as it is right now even pé fake constitution tí ó wà ní Nàìjíríà yẹn ó ṣe allow yín pé kí ẹ sì ṣe rally àbúrò mọ̀ yín nísìn ẹ jẹ́ n wọ ilé náà báyìí so ó sì fún yín ní advantage pé kẹ́ ṣe rally àbí kẹ́ ṣe àmì rally náà la máa pè àbí protest ẹ ṣáà rí pé àwọn kan náà máa ń protest lẹ́yìn kankan tínú bá bí wọn ní Nàìjíríà so kò ń ṣe pé ẹ lè ṣe nígbà tó ń ṣe pé ẹ fẹ́ fi dàlúrú àbúrò mọ̀ yín nísìn so ẹ̀yin lẹ máa gbìyànjú ẹ̀ láti ṣe tẹ bá ti wá put it together tẹ máa fi tó rọ àwa létí àwa máa bá yín promote ẹ̀ so but kó tó dé yẹn máa wáyé at least àwọn ládùúgbò yín ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ti máa sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kéékèèké méjì mẹ́ta kí irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ tó lè wáyé so n tí mo lè sọ lé lórí nìyẹn so but mo mọ̀ pé tí rally tí gbogbo wa ń retí tó dẹ̀ máa dé bá gbogbo aláyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà àlàáfíà ni o ìyẹn mega rally tí yẹn bá dé gbogbo ọ̀ni tó náwọn ọ̀gbọ́n Yorùbá nation èmi mọ̀ pé rally yẹn ó máa push out so á jẹ́ kí gbogbo èèyàn kó gbọ́ so n tí mo lè sọ lórí ẹ̀ nìyẹn ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹni tó bá ní ìbéèrè náà tó bá jẹ́ lórí comment section náà ni màá kà ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ fi pè náà nọ́mbà tẹ́ máa pè sí ẹlòmíì lè ìwọ náà ló ní ká pè sí nọ́mbà kan ó tún fún wa nọ́mbà yẹn mò ń bọ̀ ẹni tó ń pè wá nọ́mbà tẹ́ máa pè sí ẹni kí ni yẹn.
Látàgége ni o.
Ó dà látàgége ẹgbọ́n sókè.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o.
Ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Kò ṣàwà.
Àwọn oríṣiríṣi tẹ́ ń bá wa ọmọ Yorùbá sọ.
Àwa nìyẹn. Thank you, Adioraza. Àmín Jésù Kristi.
Nípasẹ̀ ìgbìyànjú yín, àwa náà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ti kóra wa jọ.
Okay.
Àwa náà tún lọ fíṣítì àwọn kan.
Very good. N tí mo fẹ́ máa gbọ́ nìyẹn, ẹ lọ visit. Ìyẹn ló ń pè ní door to door campaign nílùú òyìnbó.
A ríra wa bí ọmọ ìyá kan náà nígbà tá a jáde nìkan láti ṣe.
Okay.
Lánàá yẹn, inú mi dùn.
Wow. Ẹ fẹ́ tó mélòó tí ẹ lọ yẹn àti àwọn tẹ bá sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà tẹ́ ń lọ yẹn mú kàn pé ẹ má sọ àdúgbò tẹ wà yàtọ̀ sí pé ti sọ Pàgége. Àwọn tẹ bá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ẹ jọ ẹni tó ń pè wá láti Nàìjíríà ẹ má pè ju studio line lọ. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá mọ studio line ẹ bá máa pin ẹ bá máa sọ síta lórí comment. Ẹ ń disturb Twitter yẹn and I want people to know that we are live on Twitter. Only reason ẹ̀yin ò sí lórí Twitter mi wà lórí Twitter ẹ má tún fi ti disturb tèmi lórí Twitter. Nígbà táwọn bá àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kí lẹ́yìn sọ fún wọn kí ni respond wọn ìyẹn mo fẹ́ mọ̀.
Wọ́n respond dáadáa.
Okay.
Inú wa dẹ̀ dùn.
Okay.
Ojoojúmọ́ là ń lékún ní ti dáadáa.
Okay.
Ojoojúmọ́ là ń pọ̀ sí.
Okay.
Wọ́n kálukú dẹ̀ ti wà determined.
Okay.
Lọ bá wọn náà, wọ́n gbà wá tọwọ́ tẹsẹ̀.
Okay.
Wọ́n gbà wá tọwọ́ tẹsẹ̀. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a ṣe normal thing tán.
Okay.
Nípa pé ká mọ inú ara wa.
Okay.
So nípa ìbúra lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a ṣe yẹn tán wọ́n túra lẹ̀ fún wa.
Wow.
Gbogbo nǹkan tá a tí ò ń sàwà la fowó ṣe. Báwọn náà fowó ṣe. Wọ́n ṣe fún wa.
Wow.
Nípa ewédú àti
Wow.
ẹ̀fọ́ àti tábìlẹ̀tì.
Wow.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ la jẹ.
Kápápápíyà. So
A máa ríra wa bá o.
àdúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run. Wow. Ìtàfẹ́mà ẹ ṣe rí ìgbésẹ̀ tẹ gbé yẹn nísìn ẹ bá wa ràn àwọn olòmíì náà tí wọ́n ti gbèrú gbèsè yẹn tó sì ń dúró pé Koiki àti àwọn other media ló máa lọ sí gbogbo abúlé àwọ̀ ò lè sí nílé ìtàlà wa wà ẹ bá wa fún wọn ní ọ̀rọ̀ ìgbìyànjú ó difficult lóòótọ́ kí wọn náà fẹ́ jáde lọ bá yàn sọ̀rọ̀ pé ohun tó máa bá bọ̀tọ́ bá ti tẹra yín nínú wàá kọ̀ gbọ́ pé ọmọ ti gbowó lèmi náà ṣe o ti bàbá kí tó yẹ mo ṣe o máa wo Koiki o máa wo Yèyé Dára o máa wo bàbá òròpọ̀ rí àwọn ẹ̀rí pé wọ́n máa open up fún yín ẹ bá wa fún ọ lọ́rọ̀ ìgbìyànjú.
Ní lánàá àwọn kan náà pàdé wa tán wá láti AJ láti Ajégúnlẹ̀.
Okay.
So àwa náà dẹ̀ ti ní determination báyìí ká lọ pa wọn bẹ́ẹ̀.
Okay.
Wọ́n làwọn ò tí ì create anything.
Okay.
Nígbà tá a ti ráwọn méjì nínú wọn. So
Okay.
àwa náà fẹ́ lọ support wọn.
Okay.
Kájọ bá wọn ṣe meeting papọ̀. So
Okay.
àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń fa ìtẹ́lẹ̀ ládùúgbò yẹn wá
Okay.
ní jáde láti
Okay.
karapọ̀ mọ́ wọn.
Okay. tó ẹ ṣe gan ni.
Ìgbésẹ̀ wa nìyẹn.
Thank you so much.
Ọ̀tún la máa gbọ́ la máa rí.
Inshallah láṣà àwọn tó láyé tó lọ́run ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá wa nǹkan sọ nìyẹn ṣe rí kò sí nǹkan tó dáa tó pé kí ìwọ náà gbìyànjú wọn ní kémi fà níbí kí ìwọ fà lọ́hùn àwa tí ń jágbe mọ́ wọn lórí bíbà ẹ̀yin ò ní láti gbójú jáde ilé sílé ni kẹ́yìn kan máa lọ ilé sílé kódà bó jẹ́ èèyàn kan lẹ bá ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ara ẹ̀ náà ni nígbà tẹ́yìn bá ti gbọ́ lórí social media àwọn tó ò gbọ́ yẹn ẹ má tún máa sọ pé káwọn yẹn wá gbọ́ kí èèyàn kan má pè tó bá ti ń ṣe studio line tẹ́ ẹ bá ti mọ nọ́mbà yẹn ẹ send WhatsApp sí mi màá rí Mr. Koiki studio line yẹn mo fẹ́ gbọ̀n mà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá mi send ẹ gbọ́n sókè láti òkè lọ́hùn. ẹ káàárọ̀ yeah.
láti New Jersey láti.
New Jersey ẹ káàbọ̀ sà.
Yeah. So mo kó àwọn kan náà jọ ní Ìjẹ̀bú Ifẹ̀.
Very good.
Wọ́n ní kò sí awareness much níbẹ̀.
Okay.
Sọ̀rọ̀ but wọ́n nídìí ẹnìkan tó jẹ́ pé tó mọ̀ nípa Yorùbá nation tó lè tú lọ síbẹ̀ àti Ìjẹ̀bú Òṣèlú wọ́n pè ní under Ìjẹ̀bú Òde Bua.
Okay.
Wọ́n dẹ̀ pọ̀ lérí àyẹ̀ and they are ready to do it but wọ́n ní èèyàn tó yẹ pé máa monitor wọn.
Okay. Ǹjẹ́ yín ready láti sponsor èèyàn kan tá a bá fún yín tẹ́yìn náà máa ní pé okay Mr. Koiki owó mọ́tò péré ni máa fún wọn 20,000 ẹ lọ́kọ́ lọ síbẹ̀ àwọn tó fẹ́ lọ bá yẹn ẹ̀yin lè mọ wọ́n ǹjẹ́ iná rẹ́dí láti ṣe yẹn tẹ bá pè wá àgbẹ̀ mo ẹ ti pé the wrong number ẹ ti get it right nísìn àgbẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn dìde bó jẹ́ kódà bó jẹ́ ọmọ lúkà gan bó jẹ́ òmíyọ̀ ni anywhere tó bá wà abátà àti fáwọn yẹn lówó mọ́tò ẹ bá wa ẹ make arrangement ẹ lọ bá wọn wàá dẹ̀ ṣàlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ irú àwọn kan tí Dr. Aliyu máa ń sọ yẹn àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó lè gba etí èèyàn tẹ́ pé tó bá gbọ́ báyìí ìjà máa ń wọ́n láti jà bíi ti èjè ìyẹn lè ṣe yẹn so. ẹ wá túnṣe kí ni ẹ má bínú àwọn tó.
mo send message lórí chat lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé nípa náírà Money naira account. You know, I always have naira in my account.
Okay.
Send it today. If I send it to your account, so that you can convert it to pounds, whatever, so that my affiliate.
Tẹ̀tún ní láti ojoojúmọ́ là ń rówó lò nílé àgbọ̀rọ̀ tẹ̀tún convert sí mo ti over 400,000 láti ná láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ tí ò ń ṣe tẹnu over 400,000 ni mo ti ná láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ ẹgbọ́n sókè fún kí nìyẹn owó kílẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣẹ́ fún láti fi support àwọn tó máa lọ ṣe awareness yẹn whatever tẹ bá ní is just like I said, it's just to encourage them náà ni so we don't have a specific gbà tó ń ṣe pé à ń tax ara wa níbí báyìí èyí lè máa make that decision ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ yẹn lẹ́yìn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí nìyẹn nísìnyí so ìyẹn ò ní láti go into the public mọ́ èmi ti fún yín option so gbogbo ìtókù gbogbo ìta tó ń discuss nísìnyí is just filtering through which is not necessary èmi ti ní àgbéyàn dìde so ìyẹn à ní láti go into all the details ẹ pè mí lẹ́yìn tí ẹ bá ti ṣe tán tàbí tẹ bá rí pé mo sì live mọ́ lórí program ẹ ṣe gan ni láti New Jersey mo rí pé ìyá Oòduà náà ń pè ìyá Oòduà tẹ̀ ti bínú sí mi wọ́n ní send àwọn kankan wá sáwọn ìyá Oòduà ẹ pè padà mo rí pé ti ń pè mí question and answer ẹ jù wá sí mi but níjọ́ Sunday àwọn youth aláfi bá sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀dọ́ 16 to 35 tó o bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ má pè níjọ́ yẹn o màá dẹ̀ make sure pé láì méjèèjì ni màá fi sílẹ̀ so that tó bá pè mo ní jágbe mọ́ bí ṣe ń jágbe mẹ́yìn ẹ̀kọ́ àgbọ̀dọ̀ jágbe mọ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa níjọ́ Sunday ẹni kọ́kọ́ question wọn síta gbogbo tó bá fẹ́ bí mi kọ́ wá bí mi níjọ́ Sunday láago kan 1 p.m. ibi báyìí ni máa wà àjọ máa ṣe program yẹn ẹgbọ́n sókè ìyá Oòduà ẹ bá gbọ́n sókè ohun yẹn lọ́lẹ̀ díẹ̀. wọ́n ń pè kinní kan ní TikTok mo tẹ̀sẹ̀ delete ẹ̀ kúrò lórí app mi láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ kọ́ mọ́ wọn tó ṣe fóònù.
mo máa ń kọ̀ lórí ibẹ̀ dìgbà.
bí dìbà.
láti bí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni 3 weeks ago now.
ok náà bínú private call lélẹ̀. ok hello.
àwọn náà bá gbé wá especially àwọn tó tẹ̀lé mi ló kàn wọ́n bá gbé wá báyìí wọ́n rọra sí ìrẹ̀lẹ̀ ohun abiyamọ àfi ìbọn wọn lára ó dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run wípé ó ń wọ̀ wọ́n lára gbogbo bí mo ṣe ń bá wọn sọ ẹjọ́ gbogbo àwa tá a bá tún wà ní ibikíbi tá a bá wà káàkiri àgbáyé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ọ̀gbọ́n lórí TikTok gan ẹjọ́ tó ti ṣe léjùmọ̀lè mo fẹ́.
What mean it doesn't match again but I've actually sent that to you.
ẹ máa tì í bọ̀ wọ́n lára dáadáa débi pé at the end of the day ẹ rí i pé wọ́n máa ṣe ti ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run.
No. What do you mean by another son name? There's only one son name. No. You said you got another son name. I don't understand that. Ìmí máa wà lórí TikTok láti àárọ̀ ọ̀dálẹ́ nítorí owó kọ́bọ̀kọ́bọ̀ tó wọ́n níbẹ̀ mo ní ṣó yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ní rárá. Mo ní ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ pawọ́pọ̀ mo ló pé nísìnyí tèmi àti níbi Which other son name are you talking about? You tell me which one you got.
Mo ní ṣé àti bí wọ́n family wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mà àti bí wọ́n family. Ẹjọ́ ènìyàn mi kò ní rẹ̀
No, that's not my son name. That's the middle name. That's not that cannot be a son name. That's the middle name. Ẹ ṣe gan ni ìyá Oòduà. Àmì ẹ ṣe gan ni. That's just the middle name. How can that be son name? Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa jàre àwọn tó ń pè mí báyìí ẹ má bínú èèyàn wa. It's just the middle name. It's not a son name. It's the middle name. Olayomi. Yeah. Koiki. Olakunle is a middle name. The Musaka Lam is the middle name as well. Yeah, I have to, yes. Is there a problem with that? So, did you see the idea I sent to you already? That's the middle name. What system? It can't, how can the system cannot tell you because the computer is probably telling you something else. I sent you what is the, so, but anyway, that's the middle name anyway, so, because that's the middle name. Hey, go ahead and don't go. Yeah, go ahead, sorry, because I'm on a live program, yeah. All right, so.
Good afternoon, sir.
Emma, sorry, Lauren, don't go. No, you continue, sorry. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not. Probably maybe mix it up. It's not because I already he wouldn't have said so because I spoke to him yesterday. Yeah, he wouldn't have said so. Yeah, you must have been the one that mixed it up. He never. There's no way he would have said so because I spoke to him yesterday. All right then. Thank you. Bye bye. Ẹ má bínú jàre èèyàn wa. Wọ́n tẹ̀tí lọ. I'll pick padà. Ẹ má bínú. Cherry. Ẹ má bínú bàbá wa tó pè mo rò pé ti drop ni. Aranta máa ń sọ nìyẹn. Cherry, you don't know the meaning of identity. Màá ṣàlàyé even though it's a private, but there's nothing too special about the call. And I'll explain to you. Cherry, if you don't understand, tá a bá gba Yorùbá nation. Àti kẹran mẹ́rò ní Nàìjíríà. Màá ṣàlàyé conversation yẹn, but ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ lọ sẹ́ni tó pè wá. Ẹ má bínú bàbá wa, mo rò pé ẹ ti sọ̀rọ̀ tán ni. Ẹ má bínú. Ẹ go ahead. Hello. Ẹ̀yin má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ bàbá wa. Hello. Hello,
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay then. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay.
Later show the man go to my demand pass comment. We máa rí àwọn comment ní as bí my program.
Okay.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ sà, nítorí ọ̀pọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó gbàgbọ́ pé Ọlọ́run ti gba orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá yìí fún wa. Mo sì mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run á bá mi ti gbogbo ẹwà ní ọba àwọn ọba bá wa tì í lẹ́yìn. Àwọn olùdókòwò rẹ̀ á tì í á ṣàṣeyọrí agbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo wa á mórí wa yẹn agbára Ọlọ́run. So mo ní nǹkan kan, mo ní ọmọ kan tó ṣe wípé ó ní program kan tọ́lọ́run gbélé lọ́wọ́ on this computer of a thing ní sà tó máa help orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá wa sà nípa particulars. Mo fẹ́ ọmọ náà máa fún un ní nọ́mbà yín á lè yín sà á lè ṣàlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ nǹkan tó máa help wa tó fi jẹ́ say type of any sort of corruption or whatever. Okay. All particulars will be in this card form and this ATM form.
Okay.
Also, ọmọ yẹn ti struggle ní orílẹ̀-èdè 419 yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n ìṣe náà ń tàn ẹ̀ dáhùn, wọ́n ń béèrè something like 5 million. Wọ́n ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, wọ́n ti fẹ́ hijack program yẹn mọ́mọ́ yẹn lọ́wọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n bí program wa ṣe ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo wá ń sọ fún pé mo ń fọkàn balẹ̀ pé kó má wọrí. Lágbára Ọlọ́run mi ò fẹ́ pẹ̀lú mi, mo ti pé nínú àwọn èèyàn wa kan nínú àwọn tó ń jẹ́ strugglers wa nínú ẹ̀yìn Yorùbá struggles. Mo ti pè wọ́n ṣùgbọ́n mi ò tí ì discuss anything pẹ̀lú wọn. Mo ní ọ̀ntì ọ̀tọ́ lọ́run bá mi ṣe tí mo bá get in touch pẹ̀lú ẹ̀yin gangan. Ẹ̀yin ni mo fẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ torí ẹ̀ nígbà tó lọ́run bẹ̀ fún mi lórí ọ̀fẹ́ lẹ́yìn gbogbo program yẹn àná ìjẹta gbogbo ẹ̀ ni mo ń tẹ̀lé ṣùgbọ́n lónìí ni mo kàn ní kí n kàn try.
Alright, ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn. No problem. Sorry, conversation is more like it becoming more private, but ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ tó kù lẹ́yìn because it's more private. It's not for public consumption, and I think I've got. Mo ti get number here already, so I can always call you back. So if you talk to alright, ẹ ṣé gan-an daddy wa. Thank you so much. More respect when people call in, and this kind of respect is necessary. I'm just ọmọ kékeré ni mí. I understand this thing, but it's quite understandable that people call. I might be no side. I didn't do it. I understand this thing. I'm just a small man. I understand when I go down there, I look like when I go like back on. I need to go here. I go straight to the conversation. Definitely but calm down. No. I want you to be free with me. I need gbogbo yẹn gbogbo nonsense shit on Nigeria ni na talk around the demigod. Now call ẹ rí pé mo wà lórí call kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan màá ṣàlàyé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ fún yín. Dáàdì wa kan wà ní mo ní dárúkọ ló tọ́ wà ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ tó ń pè àbí ṣé ká gbé yẹn náà ni ẹni jẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ yẹn ẹ̀yin abroad ẹ̀yin wà ẹni tó ń pè ẹ̀yin lè ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀ Dublin lẹ́wà ẹ̀ ṣe sùúrù ẹ̀ gbọ́rọ̀ iná call tó wálé ẹ̀ ṣe gan-an ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń fi nọ́mbà síta call tó wálé nǹkan tí ẹ rí tí mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn somebody sent the money to me not a lot of money mo ti mọ̀ ìlú gan lówó yẹn bí i £10 £50 £100 I don't know ẹni tó send owó yẹn gan ìgbà tó send ẹ̀ wọ́n ti pè mí just as usual wọ́n náà ti send ẹ̀ and I was expecting pé àwọn tó but wọ́n náà pè mí but apparently line mi virgin yẹn èmi ò tẹ̀wọ̀n pé kò ń dial out wọ́n ní mo jẹ gbèsè £21 lé lórí so mo á pàpọ̀ mo ṣá result mo á fáwọn ní second number kan pé kọ́ pé number nǹkan sọ fáwọn agent yẹn kọ́ pé and àwọn agent yẹn dẹ̀ pé lóòótọ́ wọ́n bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ní kí n send the ID mi wá ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ ẹ̀ ṣẹ́rí ibi tá a ti ń sọ pé identity ẹ ń fi Yorùbá nation fi ń ṣeré wọ́n ní ẹja gbé call because it's a direct call from Nigeria ká lè fún ọ ní respect àbí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lè la máa pè náà ó yẹ gbóhùn sókè ní kíákíá ẹ̀mí ò ti tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ nínú ilé ẹ̀ tún gbọ́ra yín nínú ilé problem tá a máa ní nìyẹn ẹ̀ lọ ẹ ti wà live ẹ ti wà on the other device ẹ straight down ìtẹ̀fín wò mí yẹn tàbí ìtẹ̀fín gbọ́ wa.
Okay. Am I on to Mr. Koiki?
Ẹ ti wà on sir.
No. Voice mo ń gbọ́ ní ṣe voice wọn.
Ó dà ẹ wá ẹ̀rí voice Lájẹgúnlẹ̀. Àfi kí ni mo tún fi sọ báyìí ìgbà tí ẹ pè tẹ́tún ní àmọ́ àwọn tó mú ní ẹ̀mí ni ẹ tún ní voice yóò jọ voice ṣé voice ẹ̀lómi wà ní voice mi ni. Now ẹ pọ̀rọ̀ ẹ fọ́ ní gan kẹ bá gbọ́ voice ẹ dáadáa ẹ pè padà against ẹ má bínú. Mo láti cut off ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi ń sọ láti gbé yín ẹ tún béèrè pé ṣé voice Mr. Koiki ni voice ọmọ Luka ni ẹ má bínú mo kàn ṣe fẹ́ ẹ kí mi gan ọ̀dà anyway mo nígbà kọ́ ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan mọ́ ọ̀kan ti distract me nísìn ẹni ẹ tó send owó wọ́n ti send owó wọ́n wá ń tún lé mi mú pé owó táwọn send pé wọ́n náà ti pe nọ́mbà tí wọ́n filẹ̀ which is nọ́mbà tí máníkẹ́ máa pè yẹn nọ́mbà yẹn lọ lórí WhatsApp kò wá direct call èmi ìyàwó mi dẹ̀ ní ó ṣe pé virgin nǹkan èmi tẹ̀rù pé bí kí ló lè ṣẹlẹ̀ ìgbà tí mo pa àwọn ẹni ọ̀rọ̀ owó yọ £21 mo ṣàsanwó yẹn ṣá wọ́n unlock fóònù yẹn padà ìlú tó bá ti sọ ibi tó bá jẹ gbèsè sí ọmọ wọ́n ṣá unlock fóònù yẹn but èmi ti fẹ́ ni ẹ ní the second number àwọn agent rẹ̀ pè mí lóòótọ́ wọ́n ní ìgbà tó mo ti mẹ́ tó máa pè kódà mo tẹ̀ wà ní asda ìjọ tó pè mí ọkàn ní send your ID card and your bank statement showing your bank account ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ méjèèjì yẹn ìgbà tí mo délé mo lọ sórí system mo send ẹ̀ sí wọn ẹ̀mọ́ tó ń pè mí fún láàárọ̀ yìí nísìn ó mú àtọ́ tó máa pè padà nísìn ṣẹ́rí driver license mi orúkọ 3 ló wà nù ẹ̀ kò yéye nísìn ẹni tó send owó orúkọ kan tẹ̀lé òun fi sí ó pè ọkọ̀ ọ̀fẹ́ Ọláyọmí Koiki sí nígbà tẹ́mi máa send driver license sáwọn yẹn ṣe mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní pé kò tí ń ṣe mí mọ́ this is how we mean taban sọ̀rọ̀ identity ẹni tó send owó ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ tí mò ń sọ ẹ dáadáa ṣẹ́rí ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà nílé àwọn kan kéékèèké tẹ́yìn máa fi ń ṣeré yẹn wọ́n fi ń ṣeré nílùú òyìnbó Ọláyọmí Koiki lẹ́ni ẹ fi send owó but ìgbà tẹ́mi máa send ID mi sáwọn yẹn ID mi tuntun ní middle name méjì plus surname nígbà tó wá pè nísìn ó tún wá sọ fún mi pé orúkọ tí èmi tó jẹ́ Koiki tó jẹ́ surname mi kò tún ṣe yẹn mọ́ làwọn tún rí lórí system yẹn ṣé wọ́n á bí pé ṣé kọ̀ǹpútà ló máa sọ surname mi. What I'm just trying to say there is the reason why Nigeria is where it is now because wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́mọ́ká mọ́ actual record èèyàn mélòó ló wà nínú Nàìjíríà gan èèyàn mélòó ló ń bẹ nínú Nàìjíríà àfẹ́mọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ because tólúkàlùkù bá ti mọ̀ ó máa easy láti pull record yẹn tí bá order pizza sínú ilé mi nísìn nítorí pé mo ti register orúkọ mi sórí voters electoral system nílùú yìí automatically àwọn tó ń tajà bí pizza àwọn oríṣiríṣi big company yẹn wọ́n ti ní record yẹn lọ́wọ́ tí bá impute orúkọ mi nísìn pé mo wá lọ sórí even not even pizza mo lọ sórí Amazon moment tó bá ti fi postcode mi sí tí mo fi sínú system á gbé oríṣiríṣi nọ́mbà jáde á bá bèrè pé èwo ni flat number tọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀ tó bá ti fi flat number yẹn sí wàá rí lórí system pé lótìtọ́ lódìdọ́ ẹni yìí o especially tó bá ìlú tó bá ti ń gba pásù automatic ni pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ń gbé kí ló dé tí wọ́n fi jẹ́ ká mọ iye èèyàn tó ń gbé ní Nàìjíríà kí ló dé tí wọ́n fi jẹ́ ká mọ the total number. I hope it's not the last caller again. Hello. Hello. Ẹ káàárọ̀. Àwọn ni. Ẹbí àwùjọ ti bàbá àròpọ̀ rí. Mo ní bí ó jọ ti bàbá àròpọ̀ rí. No, ó lè àbọ̀rọ̀ ká má bínú. Ó yẹ gbóhùn sókè. Okay.
Mo kàn fẹ́ true light sí àwọn tó máa ń pè wọlé yẹn.
Okay.
Ṣé rí tó bá ti pè tán ẹ máa sọ fún wọn pé táwọn náà máa sọ fún àwọn ènìyàn nílé. Mo wà lórí prógráàmù yín báyìí mo kàn rìn kúrò yín.
Ó yé mi mo mọ̀ yeah.
So because to me they are only after mo sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú èèyàn tó wà London. Ṣé gẹ́gẹ́ bí mi sà? Ìkọ̀tọ̀ wà á tà ní àyè náà kò ní support tó wọlé.
So káwọn náà máa sọ fún àwọn tó wà lágbègbè wọn pé mo ń gbọ́ yín sà. Ẹni káwọn náà máa sọ fún àwọn tó wà lágbègbè wọn àbí kan tẹ́ ń sọ kọ́ nìyẹn dáàdì. Ok. Wọ́n ń gbọ́ yín báyìí náà. Èmi á máa rán wọn létí. Ó dà.
Sọ fáwọn èèyàn yín tó wà nílé o àti ìgbẹ́ni kọ̀ọ̀kan tó bá pè yín ó kéré jù wọ́n máa léèyàn méjì pẹ̀lú ara wọn.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ yàrá Joyce.
Wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé wọn náà.
Ó dà dáàdì.
Pé kàbá ìlànà wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn bọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀. Secondly,
yes.
mo tún fẹ́ sọ ní pé regarding to the issue of the mega rally.
Yeah.
Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ try ní mo fẹ́ ṣe lè gbìyànjú ẹ̀ kí network lè wà kó má sí communication gap.
Okay. During the mega rally, Abi?
During the mega rally.
Okay.
Communication gap. Ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn arábìnrin according to your coach.
Yeah.
09 àti sílẹ̀ pé leader.
Yeah. Ó ti yé bí tẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ dé ẹ má going to mo ti understand so come on Lord disrupt the communication so that I kò ní sí communication láàrin méjì.
They look for every means.
Okay.
Let's make sure whatever they want to come their way, they don't sit down.
Okay. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan náà la máa sọ náà but mo understand point yín but other issues that I am not prepared for we are not going to reveal that and I'm talking from my own platform but we will not reveal that so I don't know what the other àwọn tó jẹ́ tó organize it in terms of the full scale but definitely I understand even if the network is shut down there will still be images that will be available at some point. Good morning African Confidential. Yeah, so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. So ṣe voice yẹn ti wá tó ti jọra báyìí ni ẹ ṣọ́ pé voice yóò ń ṣe ti ọmọ Saheed ọmọ bọ̀tà tẹ́ ń gbọ́ yìí. Mo ní ẹ ṣọ́ pé kò ń ṣe voice ti Saheed ọmọ bọ̀tà lẹ́ ń gbọ́ yìí.
No, mo ti bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìgbà tí mo padà síbi fóònù yẹn nǹkan tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé ó dà pé ọ́sìn yẹn ló wà sọ́mà.
Ó wà distorted.
Padà síbi fóònù yẹn ìmíṣẹ́ àtàtì mo ẹ̀ ń kọ́ yẹn tí mo wá padà síbi fóònù yẹn mo ṣẹ̀ wá ń gbọ́ voice yẹn pé mo sọ̀rọ̀ pé èké ń ṣe mi ṣàkóso.
Ọ̀dà ẹ ṣé gan ni dáàdì Amariba thank you so much thank you sir and that amen ẹ ṣé gan ni and all our quiet pastors prophetess normal people ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń tàmàlà ní búkà tọ́nà ẹ̀gbọ́ bọ̀lẹ́ nǹkan kan ẹlòmíràn á rà màlà òun gbọ́ bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn bọ̀bọ̀ tó náà máa pín Nàìjíríà yẹn èrò àjọ máa pín ni kò ń ṣe mí mo kí ìyàwó Fatima mo kí bàbá wa mo kí ìyàwó Olúwatóyìn mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí àwọn kan ti ń kàn sí wa pé Mr. Koiki ẹ máa prepare tí rally yẹn bá ṣáà ti wáyé so gbogbo tẹni ká máa prepare yẹn àwọn náà ti ń ṣètò yẹn díẹ̀díẹ̀ ẹ ṣe gan ni ìyàwó choice I could be ṣe sarcastic lọ máa ń pè nǹkan tí mo ṣe lẹ́ǹkan yẹn but it's just part of it like I said I don't ẹ mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà fìlà yìí wọ́n ti fi dẹ́rù bà wá for years àwọn ọ̀bọ̀ ètò kan máa ń dé fìlà sójà yìí nílùú òyìnbó because it is something that we have been put on pressure wọ́n pè mí ní àná ó ní nígbà Buba Marwa èmi rántí Buba Marwa because ó wá sí phase 2 ó wá bá wa ṣí ó wá commission ìṣàmọ̀ building kan àti gbogbo time yẹn nǹkan máa fi ń kówó jẹ nìyẹn àwọn ọ̀nà commission kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n kọ́ allocate owó rẹpẹtẹ ìyẹn làwọn kan máa ṣe ń ṣe òṣèlú because inú òṣèlú lówó yẹn wà bọ̀ kò wá ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló máa ń rí owó yẹn bí tí problem wà nìyẹn ṣe rí gbogbo àwọn tó ń support àwọn olóṣèlú nísìn kò ń ṣe gbogbo wọn ló ń rí owó yẹn àwọn tó ń rí owó gangan kówó yẹn tó dé sálẹ̀ ẹ̀mí á ti lọ ẹ̀mí tó bá dẹ̀ lọ chinchin ló máa já sí ẹ lápò ìgbà yẹn ni bomb máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ rántí Buba máa ń rọ ẹ̀wọ̀n kó ṣe governor administrator ní Lagos rẹ̀ ọwọ́ náà ń bọ̀ ní phase 2 mo rántí jọ́ náà lọ lórí àwọn boys bá ní rọ àwọn oníwà ládùúgbò tí bàálù bá lọ bẹ́ pẹ́rẹ́ nígbà tó bá ń ṣe commissioning nǹkan tó wá ṣe yẹn wọ́n máa lọ dà mọ́lẹ̀ so they've used this to bring our psyche mi pé irú nísìn tí mo fìlà yìí nísìn ó mean so many things fún different people ní Nàìjíríà àwọn kan fi fìlà yìí èmi ò mọ ìyẹn ilé màá mọ̀ ẹ̀mọ̀ pé ìyẹn diaspora tẹ́yìn bá lọ́lé mọ́tò lè máa wà nínú irú èmi nísìn mi mọ̀ tí bá ń padà lọ sílé láti location mi lọ sí láti Òṣòdì mostly I go through the route of Òṣòdì but I'm not gonna give you too much details máa ń wọ ọ̀kadà láti Òṣòdì but àwa wá dé Ìkẹjà àwọn ọlọ́kadà yẹn tẹ́ bá ti rí àwọn tó dé fìlà àbí tó wọ bí aṣọ military ìmí ò ń ṣe military náà if they are impersonating military but because it gives them the leverage pé ẹni tó dé fìlà sójà báyìí ó ṣẹ̀ jáde láti inú barrack but ẹni tẹ́ máa ń tẹ̀lé ìyẹn máa ń dá wọn mọ̀ dáadáa àná àwọn eléyìí confam ni eléyìí ní ká wọ̀ máa ń wọ̀ kadà ṣeré ni ó wà risky but mo wọ̀ ṣeré dànù tí bá wà nílé so but what we are saying is if you have a question that's why we're here we haven't got any topic we're discussing put your question out please download Telegram and they can flag it and it is very private okay actually it's just that my phone is iPhone 13 but mo ní feelings pé gómìnà pé iPhone ni ó ní problem yẹn mo maybe I can switch to Samsung I don't know I was telling my wife this morning because I pé iPhone ni gan ló fún mi ní problem pé ẹrù tó wà lórí ẹ̀ kò ń ṣe pé mo ní pictures or anything it's just that the messages is freezing the phone kò jẹ́ kí phone yẹn kó function bí ṣe fẹ́ ìyẹn mo ṣe máa ní kẹ́ pè sórí this small one ìyàwó kan náà ló send eléyìí sí mi pé Koiki ìgbà tí mo máa complain ẹ̀rí pé lè ní sìn tẹ́ bá pè à ń gbọ́ra wa but iPhone tẹ́ máa ń pè sí ẹ̀rí pé nígbà mi ta bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ akọ̀ cut off ìyẹn mo ṣe máa ní kẹ́ máa pè sórí ẹ̀ so I'm thinking maybe Samsung will be durable for WhatsApp kò ń ṣe pé mo ní messages tó ju pé message táwọn èèyàn send gbogbo fídíò mo ti upload ẹ̀ kúrò picture mo ti upload ẹ̀ I mean it's a new phone but kò fún mi ní functionality yẹn ó ń iPhone and I've used iPhone for a very long time so láàárọ̀ ìmọ̀ sọ fún wife mi pé I think I'm gonna have to phone kan wà eléyìí tí ìyàwó kan náà ló rà fún wa òun ni mo fi ṣe YouTube phone ten wo yìí so mo ní bí a kì í YouTube nìkan ni phone yẹn ṣe kò sí lórí any SIM card or anything so I'm thinking maybe to just put it in that one and then because ìyẹn mo ṣe máa ń lo laptop mi all the time láti fi ka message orí laptop mi mo wà báyìí nísìn messages tó ń wọlé I'm going through it okay mo ti rí message yìí Mr. Godson fún Nigeria account ẹ̀ máa send ẹ̀ sí yín and ẹ wá fún mi ní nọ́mbà contact tẹ̀yìn náà ìyàwó kan dẹ̀ pìyàn kan pè láti Dublin ìyàwó tí mo ní tọ́nà àwọn oníyàn 100 yẹn mo bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá wọ́n ti ṣe fìlà lóòótọ́ wọ́n ti ṣaṣọ wọ́n ti send gbogbo ẹ̀ sí mi fáwọn 100 people I think what we should be preparing for is that mega rally have you updated mo ní update iPhone software mi up to date you know pé iPhone ní very good tí mo ṣe ń lò náà pé ó ní very good security I'm not sure about Samsung I don't know whether Samsung has the kind of security that iPhone have. I can't do better Yoruba Nation ni mo ti ń lo iPhone and I know it's very very secure and then I break into the iPhone ní alágbára gan so I don't know but it seems I will have no other choice than to think about that. As far as I know, my father is from Ijebu-Igbo, Okeagbo, and my mother from Ondo State. Okay. So if you have a question, throw it to me. You can call in. We're not having a full program, but we're just, having a conversation. So, and if you want to call through the Skype, my Skype is on as well. The Skype is Olayomi Koiki. You can find me on the Skype. I'll try Samsung and see. Like I said, font mo fi ṣe YouTube lọ́wọ́ yìí. Your SIM card, the iPhone yẹn, ma fi sínú ẹ̀. Ma download WhatsApp nìkan sórí yẹn. And I'll see how it goes. So There's a lot again today at 2:30. I might go live again. Ọ̀rọ̀ àpá àmọ́ wá ń ṣe program kan. Because mo mọ̀ pé lọ́tẹ̀lẹ̀ àwọn young kan jáde. You know, ọ̀rẹ́ ti pè mí láàárọ̀ pé àwọn wà live. So it's going to be a busy week for us as usual. Rally yẹn fún gbogbo ẹni tí àwọn kan dẹ̀ máa ń sọ pé yẹn ṣé wọ́n ní template aṣọ no. Kò sí àwọn kan tó ní template aṣọ kankan. Ìyẹn number one. Then secondly, I got a very, very disturbing call yesterday. Mo bẹ̀yìn ni. Mo mọ ẹni tó dárúkọ yẹn. I'm going to even call him later on. If anybody is saying Koiki send the nǹkankan wá sí Nàìjíríà, àwa fi lọ clear, ẹ máa gbọ́rọ̀ yìí dáadáa. Ẹni tí ó pass message yẹn fún mi, ẹni tó send the accusation yẹn, ẹni tí mo mọ̀ dáadáa ni. Ìgbà tí mo ní kó send number yẹn sí mi, I was shocked. Mo tún pẹ́ ní ẹ padà, mo ní ẹ ṣọ́ nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ yìí, mo ní bí èlò lẹ ti send sẹ́ni yẹn, wọ́n náà ti send bí 100,000. Okay. Number one, if you're not sure whether one in a group, I'm talking directly to anyone in a group because it seems people are monopolized, on WhatsApp group here. Because in 10 years, we have these around the world. Using different names and all that, but send the motor nínú ẹni tó gbowó lọ́wọ́ yẹn ó wá extort ẹni yẹn bit by bit. Though I was even expecting that would be a lot of money, but ẹni yẹn sọ, but 100,000 is a lot of money for people at home. Irú àtàwà ní diaspora, like I said, ó lè tí mo ti disburse láàárọ̀ yìí is because we're getting that support bit by bit. But ẹni tó wà nílé 5,000, 2,000 is a lot of money. Yeah, I'll try Samsung and say, oh, Samsung have the same thing. When Samsung have the same problem. I think it's because of the heavy load of the. So, Muambewa, if you are not sure you are in a WhatsApp group, only Mr. Koiki, Abeni, wa buying in back end, buying sorrow, Mr. Koiki, before I connect people, I will always speak to the person. I know my face is out there and people, as much as you care about what we do, but the last thing we want is we don't want anybody, taking advantage of what we are doing against each other. I tried to call him more. I'm going to call that person. But the evidence. But it be a receipt of his send the because because 10,000, 20, Koda at some point, more data from last year, 2 years ago, that programs. I was shocked when that name was pulled out. If I find out that he has done so, I will know what to do, from my own end. But anytime group, I mean, it's good people donate money among the group and shasho, anybody. But donate. But what did Mr. Koiki send the motto, and they were even talking about some other things that I was shocked, which I cannot say on the social media, So if you are not too sure of anything, better contact me. Contact me. I don't know about other platforms, but I'm talking about my platform. I was shocked when the person told me yesterday. My number is public. Public. Number yẹn ò ń ṣe number tí yàn kan máa sọ fún yín pé ẹ number mi. Tẹ́ bá lọ sórí Google, tẹ́ bá type in Olayomi Koiki kó máa gbé number mi jáde. Tẹ́ bá lọ sórí àwọn program tá ti ṣe, ẹ rí number mi. So kí yàn kan máa sọ fún yín pé mo wà accessible. Ó lè difficult kẹ́ fi get me, but I'm always available. This is what I do full time. You will get through to me at some point. So that's all I can say for now on that. But like I said, I will investigate that. I hope it's not true. I'm just praying it's not true, because if it's true that the person even talked about me, to send the motor was silicon here for low dear, but if it clear motor here, money, I was very shocked. So I had to say this live so that only she know what in extorting laying, whether you're in diaspora, whether you are and Timon said, what you're any of diaspora, to what he extorted. and in tán pè yẹn nílùú òyìnbó ni pé one capitalize lórí ẹni yẹn ẹgbọ́n sókè yẹn tán pè wá.
ẹ̀kọ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ kalẹ̀ gbogbo ara lé. àwọn nǹkan tèmi fẹ́ sọ ni pé mo mọ̀ pé ẹ ní àwọn friends tí wọ́n wà ní Biafra irú Prince Ejema anako ṣé kò possible kẹjọ communicate like tábà jáde fún rally káwọn náà jáde ni.
Well, we are more than enough to come out on our own. We're not going to mix the Biafra with it. I'm not the one organizing it, and that's exactly what I think they are saying as well. So, Taban, I understand. And if it's not going to happen yet, so it matter to go further. I don't think they're going to do that. We're asking the Yoruba to come out. That's all. Ija Yoruba la nja nita Biafra mo. Yeah.
But everybody doing the same thing.
Well, we are not saying we're not doing the same thing. You are not listening. Hey, listen to what they mean. So they're not going to listen to me. Even if I'm about I want to look at me, when it comes to Biafra, morality and fish, only killing me by that. It means something more.
No, me so
so can you want to say hello the program? Any soon. Yeah. Yeah, that's a different thing entirely. In time is sonny in nígbà tá bá any sùúrù ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. In time is sonny. Okay, kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ gangan kálí get clarity. Yeah. Ìyẹn ṣe problem. I talk mo bá Simon sọ̀rọ̀. So kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ ń fẹ́ mú jáde gangan kí n tó respond lórí. Àti tún padà sẹ́yìn ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi gbogbo àti máa bá ibo sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ forget yẹn Simon gbogbo ọ̀nà bá sọ kí lè ṣe sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ rally ní kẹsọ ẹ má tún tẹ pa n bá Prince Ejema sọ yẹn mo fẹ́ mọ̀. ẹ̀dẹ̀ tún fẹ́ máa fà wá sẹ́yìn bí kíní. Inter ìfara sọ mò ń try láti sọ fún yín pé it is not going to happen. Pé Inter sọ yẹn pé tábà máa jáde fún rádíò bí a káwọn Biafra náà kọ́ tẹ̀lé wa lẹ́yìn Inter sọ nìyẹn náà.
No, wọn lè never tẹ̀lé wa lẹ́yìn.
Ẹ̀sọ́ kí lẹ wá ní ti bá àwọn ọmọ Igbo sọ̀rọ̀ kí lẹ fẹ́ kí bá wọn sọ ẹ parí ẹ̀ kí lẹ máa bá Prince Ejema àti Simon sọ.
Mr. Koiki ẹni mo fa ẹsẹ̀ yẹn já fílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni nice time.
All right. Ṣé a ní ọmọ Yorùbá tí a lè jáde in 1 million lẹ́tún sọ ṣàtún bẹ̀rù nísìnyí nìyẹn ni. Well, this is why we want communication. Ìyàn ṣèjà ẹ̀ moment tó pè dáadáa. We are fighting for Yoruba nation who is now talking about Biafra. Okay. The line is open. It's an interactive. Afitebanika Malo. I'm reading your comments. If I pick anything, funny guy, don't let him waste our time. Please don't bring Biafra into this. So you always respond to your messages. Well, that means when you man reply, let's say so. Reply message. I tried a lot to read all the messages. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi máa bá mi hold the ground yẹn. Mo lè má gbọ́ yín fún few minutes. Mo fi ní láti lọ sókè ni o, but àwọn èèyàn máa gbọ́ yín. Kò ní pẹ́, ó lè má tó 1 minute. Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Ẹ ṣeun Mr. Koiki ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ kú ètò.
Àwa ni ẹ sà.
Nípa làgbà tó gbé ìkẹyìn sí tó dárúkọ Biafra. Nǹkan tá a gbé dání Yorùbá nation la gbé dání. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ pé Yorùbá nation is a reality. Igbo gan mọ̀ pé is reality. Igbo Fúlàní Hausa wọ́n mọ̀ pé is reality. Tí àwa bá ti jáde fún rally wa kò sẹ́yìn tá pé Igbo náà ń jáde fún rally tiwọn. Bọ́ọ̀ ti announce ẹ má jẹ́ ń tàn yín Igbo máa tún jáde náà pa wọ́n lọ. So ẹ má yẹ ká dá lápọ̀ mọ́ ṣàpà. So let us focus on our rally and our rally is going to be mega. We are fully ready. All the youths in Yoruba land, they are fully ready, both home and in diaspora. So nípa àwọn brother wa tó fẹ́ máa fi orúkọ yín máa exhaust àwọn èèyàn lórí WhatsApp. That thing is common. Ó common bàjẹ́. Ó common. Even ibi tó ká wa lára dé láàárín àwọn akọ̀ntà jẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ gan-an, we are doing so dubious things. But we thank God that we are still on one voice and it's still under control. Gbogbo àwọn tó exhaust àwọn èèyàn there is a body that organized maybe. We are getting their names and the names of those that have been scammed. So when we get to where we are going, because Yoruba Nation is not an avenue for any entity to be extorting or duping people. We will not allow that. That is why that is why that is a plan of Yoruba Nation. Gbogbo àwọn àtọ̀ òdìṣẹ́ tó kí wọ́n máa lo avenue kọ̀ọ̀kan tó máa tilẹ̀ rí láti máa fi máa dúpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn. It's not allowed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ẹ máa ka tún fati pé kí Biafra tún tẹ̀lé wa fún rally tá a fi ṣe ní mega rally wa. Mo mọ̀ pé ilé nǹkan kan tá a bá jáde ní abroad àjọ máa ń pàdé kankan, but I don't think we gotta mix, the situation. Yeah, we know we are fighting the same cause, but we can come out on our own for the mega rally. And I think I might be wrong. Maybe some of you want to call in or your comment, and I'll read that out as well. Once again, I call it no letter to Baba. I mean, just a brief of it a little bit again. So I'm going to go to the next line. General Yakubu Gowon, who had only a few weeks before becoming the Nigerian military head of state. Should be Yakubu Gowon, yes, you are alive, Abi. Everyone say yes or no. Made the following deep statement. Because we want to buy it on here. What is she military? Say Yakubu Gowon, oh, she was alive. Okay, she gonna yawa about to she gonna. Now, hey, imagine how Baba. Imagine Yakubu Gowon. Okay, one she was alive. Imagine Yakubu Gowon. The laptop you have in the monitor comment me láti be by now. I check on Mr. Andy Ando. So Bubo is okay, yes. Imagine Yakubu Gowon. He's a military. With one sort of civilian. Gbogbo àwọn grandchildren wọn. Ọlọ́run mọ irú ayé táwọn yẹn máa jẹ. Ayé tèmi gan ti jẹ àwọn grandchildren wọn á ti máa jẹ báyìí. Àwọn gbogbo àwọn Yakubu Gowon nìyẹn. Owó burúkú á wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Owó bí yẹpẹ̀. Tá a lè mọ bí tó tọ́jú ẹ̀ sí. Ẹ má bínú bàbá mi ẹgbọ́n sókè.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ Mr. Koiki.
Ẹ ti wà on sir.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ Mr. Koiki.
Mo ń dá yín lóhùn dáadáa sẹ́ẹ̀, mo ní ẹ káàárọ̀. Àti wà lọ́sàn-án, mo ń dá yín lóhùn. Àfi tó bá dọ́dọ̀ yín, mo ń dá yín lóhùn. Ọ̀sán kan la wà báyìí. Kọ̀sán tó kúrò láàárọ̀.
Olúwa wà pẹ̀lú wa, ẹ kú iṣẹ́.
Àjọ ń ṣe náà ni sà.
Àmọ́ àbínú sí mi darí ní ọgbà tí wọ̀ sọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọlọ́run máa ràn yín lọ́wọ́.
Pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa náà ni.
Ní ṣíṣe ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ àti òye àti agbára tọ́lọ́run fún yín láti ṣètò ìbí lọ́sàn-án lóru lálẹ́. Ọlọ́run àtúbà máa fún yín ní agbára. Kí n tó máa tẹ̀síwájú, mo rí post kan lórí Facebook, I think about 2 weeks ago or thereabout. Tán sọ pé if you want to work for Oòduà Nation, drop your number.
Okay. If you want to work like how? Pé iṣẹ́ ní ọba fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ for Oòduà Nation.
Yes.
Okay.
Drop your number.
Ṣé ẹ̀yin wá kọ nọ́mbà yẹn sílẹ̀ ṣá? Ṣẹ́yìn kọ nọ́mbà yẹn síta.
No,
náà ní tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ bá kọ nọ́mbà yẹn káwa trace nọ́mbà yẹn tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ fáyọ̀ ń bẹ̀ nìyẹn. Next time bá ti kọ nọ́mbà yẹn jáde. Because I wouldn't know who posted that.
Mo kọ́kọ́ wo comment àwọn èèyàn tó wà lọ́ndà ẹ̀.
Yeah.
After tí mo read the comment méjì, kọ̀ọ̀kan wọlé sórí fóònù mi, so all cut me off. Ìgbà tí mo ní pé kí padà sórí péjì mi rí péjì ẹ mọ́ títí dè ní mo try láti mi ò rí péjì ẹ mọ́ títí dè ní.
Okay.
Then nípa ti mega rally.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Àwọn fi yé mi pé tàbá ti jáde fún mega rally títí ọjọ́ tó máa fi make announcement pé a ti gba declaration fún Yorùbá Nation pé a ní kúrò níta.
Àgbọ̀rọ̀ ṣe kí ni sà?
Mo ní títí ọjọ́ tí wọ́n máa fi make a declaration.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
That's rally ẹ̀ máa wà on continuously. Títí ọjọ́ tó máa fi declare pé Yorùbá Nation is now on a nation. Officially.
Yes.
Nǹkan tó fẹ́ fàyọ́ bẹ̀ ni pé ṣé ẹ ti advise àwọn èèyàn.
Mo ì tí ì gbọ́ àárín kan tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn dáadáa. Ẹ fẹ́ sọ nǹkan kan but àárín kan wà láàrin ètò ẹ pé mo gbọ́ díẹ̀ but tí ẹ ní pé àní padà sínú ilé àmàmà ìyẹn mo get àárín yẹn ni mo fẹ́ fàyọ. Ẹni from the time tá a bá ti jáde fún mega rally.
Nǹkan tí mo tọ́ láì sọ ni from the day tí
Yeah.
Nobody but
on
the rally.
Yes.
Nobody is going to withdraw back to their
Okay.
houses.
Okay. Me. No. Motion going down. Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Now I must going down. Listen. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, but I'm trying to say, okay, she arrangement wà fún feeding fáwọn èèyàn. Ṣé ti advice àwọn ẹ̀bọ́n yìí máa feed ara wọn.
Okay.
Bí aládùúgbò, bóyá nínú group.
Okay.
Through different groups, through this, through that, how he can assist B can, because and he expect àwọn èèyàn lọ sí iṣẹ́, and he expect àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́ kékeré kan.
Okay.
Ẹ̀rú máa bá àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. Location 419 mo wà.
Oye mi.
So mo kàn tó láti imagine some little things only distract àwọn èèyàn.
I understand. Okay.
No.
Well, I'm not yet privy to the committee of this mega rally, because I hope and I believe that there should be a committee that will be, putting these structures in place. I am not in that committee, and I'm not privy to what is being discussed. If there is a committee of sort, like I said, I hope there is a committee, because if it had anything, even if it's a 10-man committee and women, young, old, we should be having this kind of committee. But what thing I can say is, I believe as at the time when that right time comes, people will put the right measures in place. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Mr. Koiki, if I can assume, pencil
like I said, now that you've talked about it, like I said, I would do whatever I can do to find out one or two things. And if it's something that we can come back and say on air, I'll say it. If I was not going to say it on air, we're not going to say it on air, because we have to understand that not everything will go into what are the preparation. I understand your point is about the food, the feeding and all that. But like I said, there will be a lot that everybody will have to do. And I believe each of the media platforms, people are speaking to them quietly. And apart from the main committee, I believe that the YSDM, who we believe, I think they launched the website and the central account, which we also advise everybody to put money in as well. We need, I'm sure at the appropriate time, the committee, if there is, even if I'm go back and find out, and I was told that there's a committee, and Mr. Koiki, I will probably know how to put in. There's a lot of things that we don't say on air for so many reasons, but to take points.
I just want to know that something like this is in place.
Well, like I said, it's still the same thing. Trying to know is a different thing, because trying to know can also create a lot of other issues that not for you, but for the evil people. Just like the last caller talked about, in case the network goes down. These are very sensitive area that we should not, allow it to go into, the social media.
Yes. Well,
thank you so much.
May the Lord continue to guide and protect you.
Amen.
All of God's wisdom, energy.
Amen.
I see you in the day, I see you in the morning, I see you in the afternoon, I see you late night.
Thank you.
The Lord will strengthen you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yoruba nation. Now, no going back. In Jesus' name.
Go back, you see. As we speak right now, they are inaugurating the young can, the Young Yoruba Nation Christian Association branch in Ekiti. There's a lot happening. Let us remember, as I always say, Koiki, how far have we gone with the passport design? The passport design, I've not got any latest update from that I've been told yet. I saw a flyer that I think Mrs. Onitiri will be with the Canadian. I'm not be because I've not really even put it out. But I have it with me. The reason why I feel of making belong publicly, because I think she's coming. Yeah, no, I'm only rally delay. because we thought they send them, but they will be and to send them. Is it for public consumption? I think she's speaking again with some groups in Canada. I'm talking about Mrs. Modupe. Yeah, that is it. Yeah. I can't give you the Zoom code until I confirm, but it will be streamed live, which I already have it here. So that means, whether they want everybody to join the Zoom. I'm not sure if that is it, but already flyer here. So Ìlànà Ọmọ-Oòduà Canada monthly town hall meeting on the 27th of August 2022, 9 p.m. Yoruba time. Leaders of tomorrow or today. And right there, I've got the picture of Mrs. Modupe Onitiri there. Those that will be streaming that is Yoruba Kingdom TV, Ọmọ Balano, Ọmọ Bori Owo TV, Ijile Media, Baba Ropore Media Outreach. So that is coming up this Saturday, and let's go straight, to go to, the next caller. Hello, caller. Benny, Otaku Awaye, number on Saturday, like Egun's okay.
Yes, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ sà, mo ní ìbéèrè tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ni sà. Okay sà. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ tí a bá gba Yorùbá Nation, because nísìnyí mo ní àwọn tí mo yá ní owó tí wọ́n yáwó ní ọwọ́ mi tó jẹ́ pé kìdá ń ṣòwò kékeré. Nísìnyí tí ẹ pé tá bá dẹ̀ gba Yorùbá Nation, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ báwo ni a ṣe lè rí owó yẹn gbà ní ọwọ́ àwọn yẹn?
Okay, tí bá gbọ́ yín dáadáa, this is a private conversation between àwọn tẹ yáwó fún àbí tí ẹ wá ń wonder pé because normally tó bá yẹ kó máa san padà ó yẹ kó máa san fún yín ní náírà àbí that's the arrangement.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Ṣọmọ Yorùbá
ẹni tí wọ́n ti blọọkì mi ò ní contact ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́.
Ìyẹn is a nta máa ń pè yẹn ní ibi báyìí kí ló máa ń pèrò àwọn cases yẹn ṣé civil ni because wọ́n máa pè court kan wà ládùúgbò mi níbí báyìí. Irú tó bá yẹ pé ìlú tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ibẹ̀ ẹ lè máa lọ complain as a complainer ẹ lè complain síbẹ̀ pé mo yá Mr. Koiki ní £1,000 arrangement ni pé a máa fún mi díẹ̀ but Mr. Koiki ti sá lọ nísìn okay it's a civil matter so but now tó bá yẹ pé Mr. Koiki tó yẹ kó fún yín lówó tó fún yín lówó yẹn ẹ lọ sí court yẹn ó wà ní ẹgbẹ́ walking distance gan ni but the situation that you've asked is báwo lè ṣe máa rí wọn àbí wà lè ṣe fi gbowó yín padà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà, tá bá gba Yorùbá Nation
well
sà.
that's if we can still track that person. Well, I mean, tẹ́ bá track that person and there's a record that there was a arrangement between the two of you.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni àkáǹtì tẹ́ni ẹ fi àkáǹtì yẹn wà ní ọwọ́ mi.
Okay, àwọn ní love kini tó today.
Àkáǹtì yẹn wà àti picture ẹni yẹn náà dẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ mi.
All right. Well, like I said, it's a civil matter. When we get to Yoruba Nation, these are so many things that needs to be reviewed. Iṣẹ́ tó máa pọ̀ gan òun ni pé tá a bá tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ mọ who is who based on our identity ká lè kọ́kọ́ capture gbogbo ẹni tó wà nínú ìlú. You cannot even irú ẹni tẹ́ ń sọ nísìn òun gan fúnra rẹ̀ ti lè kú ká má mọ̀ bó bá yẹ kó kú officially á wà nínú system tó bá yẹ kó sì ń gbé àámọ̀ but Nigeria as it is right now bẹ́ẹ̀ ní kọ́ lọ wa nílé gan lè ti palẹ̀ mọ́ gbogbo ilé ṣáwọn tó tẹ̀ ń gbé face my face ṣùgbọ́n mélòó ló máa fi so ẹ bá ní kọ́ wa lọ sílé ẹ̀gbọ́n nísìn. Okay, Mr. Koiki is not a bill collector now, caller, please. Ìyàwó adé pé èmi kì í ṣe bill collector. I mean, it's just question now that somebody wants to know. All right, no problem. I'm sure that tẹ́ bá ti fowó yẹn ṣe sàárà, but then tẹ́ bá yẹ kẹ́ ṣe fẹ́ gbàwó yẹn as at the time, and there's going to be a lot of dispute. Àwọn onílẹ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n àbí kékeré lẹ́yìn sọ àwọn onílẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ different dispute, but I'm sure when we migrate ní pé tá bá ti kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà tó di pé a ti wà nínú system tiwa, there will be a lot of things that needs to be set up, and in the long run there will be a lot of things that will need to be reviewed, cases that probably we to have to come up again, and maybe some of your own court case like this bí a bá ti mọ bí tẹ́ni yẹn ń gbé ẹ̀kọ́ lọ fún ní lẹ́tà pé apè ìṣẹ́jọ́ bí gbọ̀rọ̀ mi rò ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you so much. Well, again, these are things that a lot of you don't understand, and I think I've had somebody take me to court like that when I used to sell in the market. For whatever reason, maybe he was not pleased with it, and he filed something against me, and I went there to defend myself. and we eventually, I think he either should they pull out, I can't remember. You know, and when you sell to the public, because we all run I can't remember the details. You know, something to just second hand, to that new older to need time frame phone. But the person took me to the local called Yamoshimo. So this kind of case that the person I've talked about, there will be so many reasons why we need to get the hell out of Nigeria so that we don't have to go debt collector, you know, and all that. Civil court, according to the caller. Hello, caller. Ilu wo le tin pe yi? Number ile 225. Ilu wo le ma? Abidjan. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè ìyá wa.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú Òde lè ní oní àgbègbè ní Ojúmọ̀tán.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ìyá wa. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò náà.
Ẹ kó ètò ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Àwa ni ẹ mọ̀.
Ẹ kó iṣẹ́ takuntakun.
Kàkíra wa.
Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ máa fún. Ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo nǹkan tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní dáńgọ́ yìí, àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ bá bí òru yẹn bá lè jọ fọwọ́pọ̀ nígbà yìí kára náà ká máa gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ní ìlú tuntun lọ́wọ́ yìí.
Ní Abidjan. Ṣèbí Abidjan náà ni òun náà ni. Ṣé kí ni capital yín? Because mo mọ̀ pé àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá sọ̀rọ̀ ní area yẹn ládùúgbò yín lọ́hùn. Ṣé Abidjan kí ni ṣé òun náà tún ni kí ni mo try láti tó dà pé ṣé Abidjan ni capital àbí? Àbí Abidjan ni country? Kí ni capital ọ̀dọ̀ tí yẹn because mo mọ̀ pé àwọn kan wà níbẹ̀ ní Abidjan mo ní láti wọnú ẹ̀jẹ̀ orí WhatsApp. Mo ń bọ̀. Ibo lẹ́yìn wà gangan?
Àjẹmẹ̀ ni wà.
Abidjan.
Ìjọba ni connect ní gbogbo ìwọ̀n ìpínlẹ̀ náà kí n wò. Náà mo wà ní tó bá jẹ́ pé yéé mi wà ní máa ìrírí ọ̀gbọ̀n máa ti gbìyànjú.
Abidjan. Ó dà tó mo náà kó tó wà níbẹ̀. All right, màá find out. Màá jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀. Yeah. Ó dà. Ẹ send WhatsApp sí mi. Àmì. Abidjan. Yeah. I think I have people from that axis. Abidjan. Number pẹ̀lú orí WhatsApp mi. Àpá àbáwọn yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ níbẹ̀ yẹn. Abidjan. Yeah. Abiodun Abidjan. Mo wá tó kọ Ṣògbó sí lára. David from Abidjan. Òun náà ní Ivory Coast àbí. Abidjan náà ní Ivory Coast. Yeah, I have 3 people that I normally talk to. Mo fi lọ wo number ilé +225. Yeah. They send message to me. Hello. Please call me, sir. Yeah. Abidjan náà ní +225. Yeah. Gbogbo ẹni tí máa ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ máa ń fi state ibi tẹ́ wà, country ibi tẹ́ wà máa ń fi sí lára. So òun náà ní Accra is the capital. Ibola tún yà síbẹ̀ torí ọlọ́. Nígbà tá a ní Abidjan tẹ̀ tó ní Accra. Ghana kọ́ la Accra ni. Nígbà tẹ̀ mọ̀ kankan orí mi ti dọ̀tà tó yẹn. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ Abidjan tó ẹ̀gbẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ Accra. Báwo la Accra ṣe dé ọ̀rọ̀ Abidjan? Àdúgbò ni bàbá yìí wà kẹ̀kẹ́. Ẹ̀lú kọ́là. State and capital. Ẹ̀rọ ti ìgbìní yẹn. State and capital. Ìdí mo tẹ̀ ń stress ara mi fún yẹn lọ sórí Google jàre.
Ghana lakra.
Ìgbà tẹ́ni ẹ tún sọ náà ni ẹnu lábìjà tẹ́ tún sọ̀rọ̀ kìíní ìgbòlò yìí ti dá sí ìgbà tẹ̀lé ọ̀nà ẹgbọ́n sókè jà rẹ̀. Àwa nìyẹn.
Ẹ kú ètò.
Àwa nìyẹn.
Mo ní experience kan lánàá inú mi dẹ̀ dùn gan lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation yìí. Ní ọ́fíìsì mi. Wọ́n á mú lọ jẹun.
Ivory Coast náà nìyẹn. Mo láwọn èèyàn tó ń bá a sọ̀rọ̀ láti Ivory Coast dáadáa. Ẹgbẹ́ òsókè ẹgbẹ́ mi.
Táwọn èèyàn tó pọ̀ gan-an tó ti ń jẹun yẹn sóò. Nǹkan àtàtì wọn máa ń ṣe fàájì àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì bá wà ń bẹ̀.
Ó yé mi.
Wọ́n á gbọ́ sí táìmù tí wọ́n á wo prógráàmù yín tẹ̀ ṣe ní ẹ̀sìn prógráàmù yẹn lóru ìjẹta. Gẹ́gẹ́ ìbí ọwọ́ ìjàjí àbúrò kan so wọ́n á fẹ́ wò torí mo ti sùn. So prógráàmù yẹn mo wò ní bọ̀bọ̀ kan ta sí mi lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn yìí ṣá òun ni à ń sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ibi kìíní ilé ìpínlẹ̀ ó sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation. Ilé ẹ̀pẹ́ pé Yorùbá nation ilé wọ̀ṣà. Ẹ̀kọ́ yìí ń tọ́ra yẹ kó tọ́ra yín à ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé kìíní kan. Èrò dàpọ̀ gan àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì yẹn pọ̀ gan bí àpọ̀ gbogbo àpọ̀ but ìgbà tó ní máa débẹ̀ ìgbà àtàbúrò mi méjìlá ìjọ débẹ̀. So mọ́tẹ̀ láti wọ́n pé kí ló dé tó ní Yorùbá nation lè work. Ó ní ṣèbó lórí yín lọ́ti mú tó fo fẹ́ǹsì tó ṣe kinní kan mo náà tẹ̀ ní ẹ̀ náà tó bá kí n ṣe ọ̀dẹ̀ níwùsì wèrè tẹ ìjọ tẹ bá gbọ́ bíi TVC AIT Channel TV tẹ́ ń bọ̀ yẹn tó yẹ pé àwọn first kinní tó bá ń sọ fún yín ẹ̀kọ́ fẹ́ máa gbọ́ tó yẹ tó bá ti sọ̀sọ́ kí sọ wọ́n máa gba kinní license wọn òun ló bá ń tẹ̀lé òun tẹ̀lé ibi tó yẹ kó tẹ̀lé ọ̀dẹ̀ ni ẹ́ so báyìí wá sọ ni wọ́n wá ń gbé ẹgbẹ́ lọ́jọ́gbọ́ àwa Tinubu là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí n bá ní kò ní ta fún Tinubu àwọn gáàsì méjì kan wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yìn wọn kìtọ̀ àwọn ọmọ pọ̀tì méjì ni ló bá ní ẹ̀gbọ́n kílẹ̀ sọ́ọ̀sì mo ní kò ní ta fún Tinubu mo tún sọ ó ní kílẹ̀ míì mo ní wo kò tún ní ta fún ìjàlájà Tinubu mo tún sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ bí wọ́n bọ́ ẹ̀ ṣe máa dìde nìyẹn ó ní who be you mo ní àbí person na wetin happen àbí person àbí follower of Sunday Igboho èèyàn èmi tó bá mọ̀ mi àwọn tó mọ̀ mi ní yóò bá mọ̀ mi ló bá ní ta ni bàbá àti mi náà mo ní ta ni bàbá ìjà láfù bàbá ẹ̀ ẹ bọ́ bá dẹ̀ ní sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mi ò ti àmọ́ àwọn tó túmọ̀ nípa Yorùbá ní ṣọwọ́ abẹ ìṣe làwọn gáàsì kọ́kọ́ dé dìde pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni ẹyẹ máa dárúkọ kí ni à ń sọ̀rọ̀ péjà jẹ wá nílùú ẹ dárúkọ Tinubu kan ṣé bí gbogbo bẹ̀ ṣe dàrú nìyẹn o ẹ má jẹ́ ntọ̀ yìí àwọn méjèèjì fèrè gé lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá pé èèyàn kan ò gbọ́ yẹn ẹ máa irọ́ ni o tó wá dẹ̀ ti tójú ojú ẹni mi ń jẹ́ kó yé wọn lánàá pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni ṣó lè forí bó ṣe wà ṣó lè forí gbàgbó torí òun sọ̀rọ̀ sí òun múra òkìtọ̀ bọ̀wọ̀ white òun sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu ṣé èmi jẹ́ lówó Tinubu ni ó ní ẹ bá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ àbá ní sùúrù díẹ̀díẹ̀ ló máa kọ̀ wá títí wọn wá débẹ̀ àtúkọ̀ fámìlì kan mo ní sọ pé màálù tó ń jẹ ti yí ẹ lọ́pọlọ brain ẹ ti kú ó ò ní sense so irú àwọn nation bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn bí ó kù díẹ̀ tẹ ó máa tó kọ̀ wá yẹn làwọn máa dúró dè láìfù mi láìfù àwọn ọmọ mi kí
ṣe mọ̀ pé kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yẹn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ṣe mọ̀ pọ́rọ̀ tẹ sọ ìkẹ́ tó pè wọlé ẹ̀yin tẹ bá ń fọ́lò mi ẹ lè confirm ẹ̀ lórí mo sì sọ pé a máa dúró pé ìyẹn ká kọ́kọ́ jẹ́ kó lọ kọ́kọ́ káwọn kan lọ ṣe ná àbí mo mọ bí ṣe gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kalẹ̀ bọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ mo ti sọ kọjá nínú ètò tèmi because tá a bá ní káwọn kan kọ́kọ́ lọ ṣe ná ẹ mọ̀ pé mo pọ́ọ̀sì ni ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé pọ́ọ̀sì kẹ́ tó pè wọlé ọ̀rọ̀ Yakubu Gowon ni mò ń sọ pé Yakubu Gowon tó ṣe military ó tún wọ́n sọ fáwa nísìn pé ká ṣe sùúrù o ká ti báyìí o ká lọ báyìí o but ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
ẹ wò ládùn ẹ èrò pọ̀
gan. àkànní máa ń sì bíbẹ̀ ṣe ibẹ̀ máa hit gan because bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ because ó ti ṣe ògàn nínú ohun pé ibẹ̀ yẹn kan máa ti gbóná gan lánàá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn.
ẹ wò ẹ bẹ jẹ tọ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ mo sáré pé àbúrò mi kan ní gbòòrò mo ní kó lọ ra t-shirt 12 one dozen mo pe tó máa ṣe Yorùbá nation mo lọ sórí kíní mo lọ kọ́pì kíní flag yẹn mo pèlè lọ mo ní kó lọ ṣe fún mi ní bí ó ní 26,000 or thereabout mo ṣe transfer sí ó ní màá gbà lọ́jọ́ Friday mo ní màá wá pín lọ́fíìsì tó bá bí ìyá ẹ̀dá tó bá ti wọ̀ wá fèsì wa tó yí gbogbo yóò bá dínkù àwọn lọ́fíìsì máa pa yín kò ní ta fún yín abẹ́ ìyá rẹ̀ á ní ìyá ń jẹ wá ẹ̀ sọ pé kábàtẹ̀ láwọn olóṣèlú orí kúrú pọ̀ mo wá sọ fún mo ní ọjọ́ tí Ìgbòho bá ti dé tó ó bá mi kì í ó ní Ìgbòho ò lè wọ Nàìjíríà mọ́.
ẹ fẹ́ kára mi tún bù ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé padà ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé padà ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ yẹn ó fẹ́ mú spirit kan jáde bọ̀ mo dá padà sínú ilé kábíyèsí Ọlọ́run kábíyèsí Ọlọ́run ọba o. ẹ lọ máa dira fúnra lẹ̀ yìí tẹ́ wà nílé ẹ lọ máa dira fúnra lè kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín. ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ẹ lọ máa prepare kábíyèsí Ọlọ́run bàbá Akíntóyè bàbá dáadáa mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n wa kankan mo gbọ́ voice note kan nígbà tí màá jí láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń ṣiṣẹ́ T4 wọ́n ní they go collect wòtòwòtò máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ni mo sọ wòtòwòtò gidi mo ní tó bá jẹ́ the last kọ́bọ̀ tí ó yẹ kí n fi jẹun nínú ilé mi màá sẹ́ndẹ̀ sáwọn ọmọ tó wà nílé láàlì tó ń bọ̀ yìí mo ní sọ̀rọ̀ jù tó bá jẹ́ kódà bó jẹ́ owó gáàsì ní èmi àti ayé àjà nínú ilé yìí gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ tó bá jẹ́ the last kọ́bọ̀ màá sẹ́ndẹ̀ sílé mo ní a máa disburse bó ṣe ń wọlé la máa disburse kò ní pọ̀ o but màá make sure pé à ń jù káàkiri kékeré flag ti ń rìn gan flag máa dé Kánò tó máa ṣe fídíò ẹ̀ tó máa sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí mi láti Kánò ó máa rìn dé Kánò mo sọ fún yín wótòwótò ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀ ẹ tẹ́ wà ní àbẹ̀ ìbọn tó wà lọ jẹ́ ginger spirit mi láàbọ̀ mo dá padà sínú ilé kò ní bàjẹ́ fún Ìgbòho mo mọ̀rúfẹ́ tó ní sí mi ojú oorun mo ti jí láàárọ̀ yìí wàláì tàlà ìsúnmọ́ bíláì làzí láhùwà ó ń sùn lọ́wọ́ ni because mo láti pè wọ́n mo gbọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan so kọ́ yẹn ó important pé mo fẹ́ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ he was sleeping when he pick up the call coordinator àmọ́ ìgbà yẹn má bínú pé mo jí lójú oorun ní ẹ̀kọ́ ń sọ pé wọ́n ti lé Ìgbòho lọ jáde nínú ìlú lẹ́nu àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ̀gbọ́n nǹkan táwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń sọ pé wọ́n lé Ìgbòho kúrò nínú ilé ó dá padà sínú ilé ẹ gbọ́ wòtòwòtò ẹ lọ́ máa gbáradì mo ní sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
ẹ káàárọ̀ láyọ̀.
ó dá padà sínú ilé wọ́n gbọ́ yín.
ẹ káàárọ̀ iṣẹ́ ètò. ọ̀nà méjì tó gbà ọ̀nà àkọ́kọ́ ni pé nípa ti ìyàwó tó pè nípa tí wọ́n yàyàn lówó yẹn.
ẹ bá mi ṣàlàyé ẹ̀.
ó dà pé ìyá yẹn bó ṣe yẹ kó gbé kalẹ̀ kọ́ ni ó gbé kalẹ̀. nǹkan tó ń tẹ̀ láti béèrè pé irú ohun tó ń yàyàn lówó tó pọ̀ bẹ́yẹn.
ifọ̀ wọn máa gẹ́tì tọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ mo ti ránṣẹ́ sí ẹ ẹ má bínú ẹ̀gbọ́n mi mo ń gbọ́ ìsà.
pé tá a bá gba Yorùbá ní ìṣẹ̀lú òun tó ń yàyàn lówó tó pọ̀. báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ rí báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ rí owó yẹn gbà padà. ipò ṣe yẹ kó gbé kalẹ̀ yẹn tó bá yàyàn lówó fẹ́ẹ́ yẹn ká lọ àbí tó ṣe ìyẹn òkàn wá pọ̀ náà.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni òun náà mo sọ pé private ẹ̀rọ tó mo sọ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ pé private nìyẹn that's a private kìíní nìyẹn. irú problem ta lè dín pẹ̀lú bí ẹ̀kẹ́ bá mi ṣàlàyé fún ọ ni pé bí gọ́vnà bá ti lọ yáwó níbì kan lórí state wa because àwọn gọ́vnà burúkú tẹ̀ ń rí yẹn wọ́n ti fi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n ti fi gba collateral tó pọ̀ níta wọ́n ti fi àwọn ibì kankan so irú ibẹ̀ yẹn nísìn ni àwa máa ní kí gbogbo gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tiwa gbọ́dọ̀ look into bí àmì ìtọ́ bá pẹ́ ọmọ láti because ìlú wọn ti sign years tó pọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ but irú àwọn tìyàwó yẹn nísìn private ni mo lè sọ pé likely pé ìyàwó yẹn bí àwọn máa fi owó yẹn ṣe sàárà ni bẹ́ẹ̀ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìyàwó yẹn ó ń sáré pé nǹkan tó ń wò ní pé tá a bá gba Yorùbá nation pé kì í ṣe pé owó yẹn ti lọ náà nǹkan tó fẹ́ mọ̀ ní pé tá a bá gba Yorùbá nation lè lè ẹlòmíín bẹ̀rù pé mílíọ̀nù stone ní sílé kì í ṣe bó ti lọ á dẹ̀ ti ṣàlàyé ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú ní time without number pé ẹni tó bá ní mílíọ̀nù tá a bá ti ń gba owó Nàìjíríà náà la máa ná lọ tá a bá dẹ̀ ti ń gba owó báńkì owó Yorùbá nation ló máa jáde gẹ́gẹ́ bá ti máa ṣí ìdí owó tẹ́lẹ̀ tó yẹ òkè ṣe problem tó nípa ti ọ̀rọ̀ ńlá yẹn nìyẹn nípa ti brọ́dà mi tó sọ̀rọ̀ tó yẹn Ọlọ́run bá mi bless brọ́dà mi.
ọmọ akílẹ̀ ni tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn wàláì ọmọ ẹtúgbọ́n nǹkan tó sọ ó tún sọ̀rọ̀ pé lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ òun ní kọ́ lọ order 2 dozen àbí bí 1 dozen dẹ̀ ni mo gbọ́ àbí 2 aṣọ white àbí whatever kọ́dẹ̀ tẹ Yorùbá nation sí ó náà máa pè lọ́fíìsì bó ṣe jẹ́ ká jẹ́ ọmọ akin nìyẹn mo sọ pé wọ́n lè pa gbogbo wa sẹ́ẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ òsókè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi èèyàn mi lọ fi pa.
ọmọ kan tá à ń gbé bọ̀ wọ́n ọmọ kan tó ń bọ̀ ni sẹ́yìn kan tó ń bọ̀ ìta sẹ́yìn kan tó ń bọ̀ ìta sẹ́yìn gbogbo wọn abákòjẹ wíńdò náà máa gbà sálọ mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo wa.
This one will be answers. You think that this one are answers? We are talking about a particular, indigenous people that are claiming their right. And so, àwọn èèyàn pè pé answers they lè pé sójà máa jáde akọ máa yìnbọn pàpàpàpà àwọn máa sá lọ ṣé ó yà máa yìnbọn àyàn aṣọ.
Ọlábílẹ̀ ti pa lórúkọ mi bí Ọmọlúkà bá mo program nígbà láti mẹ́rin tó
ó dẹ̀ ti pè mí kọjá láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ wọ́n wà lórí Starr radio wọ́n àtọ̀ ń pè ẹ̀nà ń pè láti Canada wrong number ló ń pè ẹ máa ra fóònù ẹ máa sọ lẹ́gbọ́n mi. ẹ tẹ̀ ẹ má go into too much details ẹ̀gbọ́n mi egun yẹn sílẹ̀ ó ti yé mi tẹ́ fi mọ́rọ̀ lọ ẹ fi yẹn sábẹ́ ẹkùn ẹ̀nà ń pè láti Canada ìyá wa wrong number lẹ́ ń pè máa send number studio sí nísìn ẹ lè pèsè. ọmọ Yorùbá ní wọ́n lé Ìgbòho kúrò nílé inú wọn wá ń dùn bí Ìgbòho ṣe wà níta. Kódà ó kù díẹ̀ ni ó kù díẹ̀ ni ó kù díẹ̀ ni wòtòwòtò ẹ ṣé gan ni thanks so much. Ìyá tó pè láti Canada ní lè send number studio line sí tó bá yẹ pé fẹ́ pè sórí ètò ni I'm not sure we are live. Ọmọ akílẹ̀ tó pè tán yẹn ẹ jẹ́ n padà sórí Yakubu Gowon ẹ̀kọ́rọ̀ Yakubu Gowon là ń sọ̀rọ̀ kí ọ̀rẹ́ tó pọ̀ ọmọ agẹ́rù touch pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ó máa dọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀ kí má fi gbẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ tó ti bá fi gbẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nísìnyí wo ẹ máa sọ pé àmì ìgbàgbọ́ Koiki so ọmọ agẹ́rù touch pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ifọ̀ ọmọ pè ẹ̀ make sure pé fóònù ẹ̀ wà available. General Yakubu Gowon had only a few weeks before becoming Nigerian military head of state made the following deep statement. Yakubu Gowon ṣì wà láyé o àwọn bàbá burúkú yẹn Suffice it to say, putting all consideration to test, politically, economical, as well as social, the basis for Nigerian unity is not there. Ṣé gbọ́rọ̀ èèyàn kan wá jókòó ní ibi tó ti ń ṣe fàájì kékeré orípò tiwa òkè kò rántí pé long term là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ nígbà tí because illiterate pọ̀ láàrin wọn ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ wọ́n ti lé Ìgbòho ọ̀gá yín náà lọ́kọ́ lọ́ ti lé lọ yẹn nílẹ̀ lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá ẹ̀ wòtòwòtò egun tó ń bẹ nínú ìgbàlẹ̀ tó fi jáde ní gbèsè abẹ́kù ẹ̀rí gbọ́ wòtòwòtò ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ wá lé ní kẹsà lọ múra tọ́básà ti fún àwọn ní date ẹ̀fí tó kù sílẹ̀ last kọ́bọ̀ wà ná lórí nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ èyí diaspora lọ máa múra a máa ná gbogbo tó bá gbà rárá tó fẹ́ jáde gbogbo tó bá gbà la máa fún ẹgbọ́n sókè ẹgbọ́n sókè àti gbọ́yìn.
ẹ káàdùn sí ẹgbẹ́ tó.
ẹ̀tọ́ ni ẹ.
ọlọ́wọ́ gbà fún yín jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
ti gbà fún yín lọ.
yóò gbà fún yín yóò sì gbà fún ọmọ yín jù yín lọ láṣẹ Ọlọ́run. nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ fún yín kì í ṣe pé bóyá ìdí mo lè sọ jáde ni bóyá lè fi fóònù náà sí láfíríkà jẹ́.
bóyá kí ni.
ẹ bá mi fi fóònù sí láfíríkà.
spíkà náà ló wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ sọ náà tó gbọ́dọ̀ lọ sórí afẹ́fẹ́ lórí láti náà ni. Ẹ̀yin no ìyẹn máa di lẹ́yìn program ìyẹn bá ti sọ ìjọba sọ lẹ́yìn program kí mo lè máa wà live kẹ́ máa because ọ̀rá mi kí máa dìde ní ẹ̀mọ̀ káwọn èèyàn máa filter mi máa láti tún wá dìde ẹ̀ ń ṣàlejò ẹ pè mí lẹ́yìn ẹni tó bá fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ tí kò yẹ kó lọ lórí afẹ́fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá mi kan rán we were kingdom ni wá káwọn òyìnbó tó dé kingdom ẹlòmíràn tẹ̀ mọ́ tán pè ní kingdom yes society of illiterate people. Ok, ẹni kíyàn kan wá lọ ṣe tó bá wá ṣe tán ta ló máa ibo lọ́pọ̀ máa tún wá sún sí torí pé làákàyè yín ò kò wà expansion dáadáa tó bá wá ṣe tán àtúwá tún máa sáré málà míì a máa sáré ibo míì ó dà pé ẹ̀ sick lórí ó dà pé ẹ ti sick ẹ̀ ń sick ni mo sọ à ń sọ̀rọ̀ bí ìran wa ṣe fẹ́ dá dúró tí òmìnira máa délẹ̀ tí a máa control resources wa ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ kìíní kan ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa fáyà ní sí
i. Odùduwà nation to the world. Hello.
mo gbọ́ yín ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè Amáyọ̀ Múríẹ́mbẹ̀ Yakubu is 87 years old.
Èmi I'm on the group mode now. Èmi
kí ìyá mi yẹ tún dé ọlọ́run iwájú.
Ìwọ́n on the group mi ọkọ̀ mi balẹ̀ pé a ti gba Odùduwà nation ready. Àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ wọ ẹni tó jẹ́ Chief Olóyè Májàsọ́lá Adéyẹmọ tó ń jẹ́ Ìgbòho ṣà tó ń jẹ́ Ìgbòho. Wọ́n fẹ́ mọ ọ̀nà wọ́n fẹ́ mọ ẹni tó jẹ́ àpáta pààrà ọkùnrin ogun akọ́gun ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n máa dá wọn very soon. Ó kù díẹ̀ nínú àwọn ọmọ ogun rẹ́dí bámú. Èmi ní ọ̀rẹ́ bóyá kí n pè lọ́ta England èmi àti England a máa bá a fa wèrè kò sẹ́ tó bá wọn fà rí ní ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ èmi fẹ́ bá wọn fà kó tẹ́fẹ́ kọjú Elizabeth tó ń pè é arúgbó ẹ̀ kó tó kú mo fẹ́ bá a fa sùn because kò lè bá yẹ gbogbo Áfíríkà jẹ kó àgbo máa mú jẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ayé ò ní jà ayé gbogbo àti England àti gbogbo wọn àwọn àtàwọn òyìnbó Amẹ́ríkà gan ayé gbogbo onídàámọ́ ìbá yé àwọn Áfíríkà jẹ. Wọ́n bá àwọn gbogbo yìí ọjà ọmọ ẹni tí a kan fún ọ ní just irrelevant akọlẹ̀ gan pé àfojú kò ní já fún gbogbo who the fuck are they you know. So bọ̀ ká kọ́kọ́ pa ẹ̀ tìǹà yìí tó wà ní brain mi ní Odùduwà nation ẹ̀ mega rally ẹ̀ èmi already mo ti already fọkàn mi balẹ̀ pé it is sure banker because àwọn òyìnbó ti pa lọ́lọ́ tí òyìnbó bá fi silent means pé kò sí ọkọ̀ fáwọn olórí burúkú mọ́ nìyẹn simple tó wọ́n mọ̀ pé ìjà tó tọ́ là ń jà ká lọ anywhere wọ́n máa lose first time táwọn olórí burúkú ìbò yìí máa lose nìyẹn because wọ́n bá yẹ Africa jẹ. So èmi ò bọ́dà pé kí n máa wo àwọn wèrè tó ń bá ìwà jẹ́ kí n máa wo kí n máa ṣèkì wọn. À ń jókòó papọ̀ ní anywhere tá a bá lọ ní Amẹ́ríkà èmi ò bá wọn fẹ́ yìí àwọn jámọ́ anything now. Africa lè rí káàkiri ní Amẹ́ríkà now. Who the fuck are these idiot white? Africa lè rí káàkiri. Africa made America. Kò sí ọkàn tó jẹ́ one tiny penny ti Amẹ́ríkà nílé tí ó ṣẹ̀yìn Africa. Bọ̀ ṣé bítúmẹ̀ ṣé Boeing 7 olórí burúkú plẹ̀ tó ń ṣe ni ṣé mọ́tò tó ń ṣe ni ṣé táyà mọ́tò ẹsẹ̀ mọ́tò tó ń ṣe ni gbogbo raw material wa láti Africa. Ìlú yóò fún ọ lẹ́nìtì náà native India America is barren zero naira resources lónìí kò sí nothing bad.
The right African Confidential, American Net Africa.
Ó bọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ máa relax tí bá ti pè wọ́n ní máa mo ti máa ń gbà wípé it's a live program. So Oduduwa Nation now, Oduduwa Nation forever. Àwa la máa borí àwọn èmi lóko ikú ló máa kan pásítà di Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu. Ó máa ṣorí burúkú kò ní. Àfi tó wẹ́ pé mọ́mì mi wọn ò sunú òkùnkùn mọ́jú. Every night wọ́n máa ń sunú òkùnkùn ní kò kí n síná. Àti jẹ́ ọrọ̀ ajé kòkó àwa là ń produce 70% kòkó tó ti táwọn American jẹ chocolate bẹ́ẹ̀ ni máa kú àwa là ń produce Africa ló produce 70% of that cocoa. Àdè mọ́mí mi ò jẹ chocolate ilé ayé wọn rí. So tí bá ronú kínní yẹn a máa ja ìjà ìtọ́ yẹn pé a máa gbé bọ́ǹbù gbogbo ẹ̀ àti àtìlẹ́rì kẹ́yìn olórí burúkú ìbò máa gbọ́ a máa gbé gbogbo ẹ̀. Àfi tó ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀yin náà ń jà ní Ukraine right now ìjà ẹ̀yin àti Russia ìjà káàkiri. A máa jà bastard. Kò síbi tí Fúlàní lọ́mọ. Fúlàní ò lè control mi ní orí ilẹ̀ bàbá mi mọ́. Yíbò ni ọ̀tá wa. Àwọn Yíbò ti colonize wa ẹ̀kan mọ́ ni. Gbogbo Lagos ẹ̀rọ ti kọ́ gbolé sí. Yíbò ọgàn ni enemy number 1 wa tó yẹ ká gẹ́ta ká kíkan kúrò lórí Lagos. Tó wọ́n ti ní is a no man's land. It's Ogun State land o. Gbogbo wa lọ ń pàtó orí burúkú bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́kan ni. Ọ̀hún ní sórí rẹ̀. Àwọn Yorùbá kọ́ ló ń jọba bẹ̀. Yorùbá kọ́ ló ní gbogbo everything. Tẹ́lá ń pè ní Chief Mrs. Ẹ̀fúnṣetán. Yìí sì náà tàn ẹgbà wùmà. So olórí burúkú wọn, a máa kíkì wọn, a máa jágò, a máa gbé ìbọn, a máa gbé everything. Everything la máa fi jà. Títí wọn ò ní yàtọ̀. Àwọn òlù tó ń pa ìlú.
Ẹja tó fáwọn ìlú mi láàyè torí àsìkò ni mo mọ̀ pé ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn wọ́n fáyà gidi ni phone battery yẹn ti ń lọ́lẹ̀ so that means àsìkò tí ń tó ká máa parí ètò so briefly ni àwọn tó kù tá ẹ máa fún láyè nísìn briefly quickly ká lè end broadcast yẹn kí lè lọ gbáradì fún àwọn Yorùbá Nation Clubhouse lórí Twitter a máa bá wọn stream kankan ní 2:30 mo lè ti promise wọn pé mi ni máa bá wọn stream ẹ ẹgbọ́n sókè ní kíákíá Mr. Jide.
Ẹkú iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ máa wà pẹ̀lú yín. Ọlọ́run á fún ní okun àti agbára. So one thing tí mo fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wá realize pé ṣé wọ́n mọ meaning language ṣá? You don't really know the meaning of language. The power of any nation is their language. And if you lose your language, you lose 50% of your resources. How many countries don't speak English? 94 countries officially don't speak officially whatsoever. Official language in the whole world. 94 countries. United Nations recognize our as a country, and they were speaking English as their official language. 94 countries of United Nations countries are speaking language. Because we get pounds today, what a large. Do they know the meaning of language? I don't buy the language. So when you go to the master Yoruba, to my official language, access of Yoruba land. So to be honest with you, you must say we are illiterate.
mo rí bẹ́ẹ̀ evangelist Ògúndélé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò bàbá wa.
Etí wo ìgbà sí nígbà yìí Western world. Yorùbá Western region is one of the 10 countries of the world. One of the 10 best countries of the world. Poverty country of the world. He also said pẹ̀lú àwọn US, pẹ̀lú àwọn UK, pẹ̀lú àwọn France tó ní àlẹ́ ìwà lọ́sẹ̀ lọ́sọ̀ tán. Ìgbà wọn China.
Wọ́n kí ó gbọ́n ìtawà lórí mixer.
Kálọ́pọ̀ China tẹ́lẹ̀. Táyà ń gbọ́ China kò tún jù bá mi 98, 99, kálọ́ tó ń lé China. What are you talking about? Oh, what is it? You know what? Malaysia to what to for? Malaysia no say for a for palm. I see a lot of them. I don't know. Well, I'm about so long. I got about so. I go tiba. Let's go to brother.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jide. We're gonna wind down, but I think Motiri 2 missed call. Timo come focus play, and then I'm going to Mark mainly Mr. Kenny. Mo rí pé iná ti pè wá ẹja kọ́kọ́ lọ sí Canada because ìyá wa ti pè the wrong number tẹ́lẹ̀ kọ fóònù tí ń sọ fún òun fẹ́ kú and I can say mo ní láti lọ prepare fáwọn ẹ bá ṣe ní briefly quickly ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Hello my dear Salatia.
Adúpẹ́ ma.
Ọjọ́ mẹ́ta.
Ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú.
Ó sẹ́ńdì ní àwọn ọmọ mi tó tẹ̀ gbọ́ nǹkan tí pẹ́pẹ́ tó ṣe jọ. Ó sẹ́ńdì kìíní kò sẹ́ mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jí mi. Ó fẹ́ police station.
Màmá ṣe ní lẹ́tà.
Ìjọba mi listen sí ìjọ orí ọlọ́. Ó dàbọ̀.
I don't know what that is, but I will deal with that later. Ẹ jẹ́ n lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ Mr. Kenny ní òkè lọ́hùn. I hope it's going to ring quickly. Oh yeah, Esheni, briefly, quickly.
Where's Lion?
How are you?
Mr. Koiki.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè.
Ẹ bá káàsán.
Ẹ káàsán.
Ẹ dẹ̀ kú ṣe takuntakun.
How are you?
Allah wà pẹ̀lú yín o.
Àmín.
Wọ́n ti ń pè yín láti ẹ̀tàn bẹ̀tẹ̀.
Ẹ ti wọlé, ẹ go straight because like I said, gbogbo fóònù ẹ ti fi máa kú so that ká lè capture ǹtẹ́ iná fi sọ kó lè wọnú broadcast. Ẹ go ahead.
Ok, ìkàrà dìbò important tèmi kan fẹ́ sọ ni pé ẹ jọ mo rẹ̀ láì bá ṣe wà live. Mo wá káwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ká má ṣe pé máa jó lọ mọ̀ owó ẹ̀yẹ. Ká má lè jẹ́ pé ẹnu la wà. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń pè bá ṣe sọ pé a ti múra ti rẹ́dì kó rí báyẹn ká má wà pẹ̀lú ẹnu. Kọ́ wọn lómi wà ẹnu wá kàn máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ti dáde ká tó wà mọ̀ àwọn ọkùnrin ká tó wà mọ̀ àwọn tó sọ̀rọ̀ ká wà mọ̀ àwọn tó lẹ́nu. Ẹ̀mí wa kí gbogbo wa kàkà wá ẹni tó bá mọ̀ pé òun lè lọ ní mega rally ẹni tó bá ti ní máìdì ni kó jáde. Tó bá ti mọ̀ pé òun ní máìdì pé wàá wá jáde síta wàá lọ máa tá ìyájá àwọn tó ní máìdì kò ní ìdíkọ́ kúrò lọ́jọ́ yẹn wàá lé ẹ. Ẹni tó bá ti mọ̀ pé tó bá ti wà district yẹn ó dijọ́ tó bá ti pẹ́ẹ́gì flag wa tó bá ti ní Yorùbá lójà dúró ní kó tó kúrò ní district yẹn òní kó jáde ọkàn tó bá lẹ́ẹ̀mí ló lè kojú ogun. Ẹjọ́ bá ṣe ń pariwo yẹn kó dẹ̀ rí báyẹn ó tó wá gbé gbogbo wa o.
Kò ní gbé balẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé gan-an. Thank you so much.
Bàbá ọlọ́wọ́ wa. Fúlàní Haúsá gbogbo they are just a rat. Wọn ò tó wa ò tó Yorùbá. Ibi tá a bára wọn lọ́fà. Tẹ́lẹ̀ a máa fi ṣàpèjú rẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ọmọ wa à ń fi ara máa rà pèjú yẹn forever ni. Lẹ́kẹ̀sì ara fẹ́ lè sílẹ̀. Yorùbá must stand. Àwọn tó wá ti sọ pé stand gbogbo wa ti ṣe lẹ́tẹ̀lé. Lágbára Odùwà.
Àmín, inshallah. Ẹ ṣé gan-an. Thank you so much. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ẹ ṣé gan-an bàbá wa. Thank you so much. Torí àsìkò ni mo kọ̀ láti push it. I think the last one more call UK ni mo ti rí number yẹn and then we will wind it down this afternoon. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí as we continue our education purpose. Ẹ ṣe ní briefly. Ẹ go ahead.
Hello.
Ẹ ti wà live.
Ẹ káàsán.
Ẹ káàsán.
Ẹ kú jẹ́.
Àwa ni ẹ.
Ẹ kú tẹ́gbẹ́ gbogbo ìgbà. Ọlọ́run á tún máa fún yín ní àpẹẹrẹ. Nǹkan tẹ́bi kan máa sọ, a ṣì máa dá láti encourage ara wa náà nígbà tí wọ́n ti ń fún ara wa ní ẹ̀kọ́. Gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá ó yẹ ká mọ orí important jẹ́. Ó dẹ̀ yẹ ká lè stand up now, this is our period. Láti jẹ́ pé ká dìde, ká lè jẹ́ ká lè dìde, ká lè gbà bó ṣe yẹ ká gbà, ká lè gbé bó ṣe yẹ ká gbé. And mo kàn fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn èèyàn kọjọ Nigeria yes, wọ́n máa give me a great name. Sábà bí òkè nǹkan tí òkè ṣe títí wa, tá a bá refuse láti di òkè títí ara wa, àwọn generation tó bá ń bọ̀, ọlọ́mọ yìí kọ́ máa ṣe pé fún wa. This is the opportunity. Yorùbá land, tàbá build pé yes, Yorùbá tiwantiwa ni. Tàdé build àti jẹ́ Yorùbá nígbà tó Ọlọ́run dá wa sáyé, ó dá wa sí Yorùbá. That is the destiny that can never be changed. Ọlọ́run dá wa ní Yorùbá, ó dẹ̀ fún wa ní èdè títí wa. Ẹgbà tá a délé ayé tán, òun la tó wà dán pé yes. Lórí àwọn tó wọ́n gbé èdè mi fún wa, ló gbé èdè mi fún wa. Àwọn tó mú ẹ̀sìn wa náà tó mú ẹ̀sìn wa. So, àdìtẹ́bàdàrú gbogbo ẹ̀ náà, òun náà ló dábàá pátápátá. And nígbà tó lóun dẹ̀bà ti bá wa ṣe é sí ilé ẹgbẹ́ àbí èyí ìdíje àti bàbá wa tó ń dìde pé yes, this is our period. We should use this opportunity. Káàjọ ti lọ lọ, nígbà fẹ́ gbà sí ọ̀dọ́ nípa sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ. Mo tí mo ṣàfẹ́ sọ nìyẹn for now. So, Ọlọ́run àwọn pẹ̀lú yẹn náà bá wa ṣe àṣàṣe.
Àmín. Thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá wa. Mo wá fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ mo fi kí gbogbo wa nítorí pé ọkàn wa ti ṣí kúrò lára Nigeria, and we're not taking any more calls. Bear with me because I only have 1 hour to prepare and I have to multi breakfast, Larry, but I still have to put something in the stomach, but I already have something. I'm a review late. Olórí burúkú Yakubu Gowon, ọ̀nà kí mo gbọ́ pé wọ́n ní 87 years old or 82. These are the people that are still giving me and you, oh, let's build Nigeria. Gbogbo wọn ti gbàgbé táwọn sọ when the whole union was put together. Most of them are forgotten. Yakubu Gowon says the basis for Nigerian unity is not there. The basis foundation. And when T. Kola was so, I understand what will be the ripple effect when a Yoruba nation stand. What are the ripple effects? At the sun in some of our law. Yoruba was a nation and a country before the 1914 amalgamation. Surely kingdom lanje attention nation concept. Gbogbo Yoruba nation ta content lo yen phrases yen, we were kingdom lọ́lọ́run dá wa. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ dá wa, ó dá wa pé, ó dẹ̀ dá wa dáadáa. So gbogbo argument irú èyí tí ẹ̀gbọ́n wa sọ táwọn kan ní ká jẹ́ káwọn kan lọ ṣe náà, àwa fẹ́ save kingdom wa tí a ní tẹ́lẹ̀. And we will push it in the way, in diplomacy, everything. And that's what we are doing, And that's what we are always saying to our politicians that, because to kò ní favor anybody. But they are thinking that they are ghosts. Lè rí wọn. Ẹ fi pé, bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé, jókòó, àbí, intention nìyẹn. Àwa lè sọ pé, okay, that's fine. But Ọlọ́run ló máa pilot ẹ̀, but èmi mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run sọ̀kalẹ̀, but ẹ tún wò mí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Torí bí mo mọ̀ bí ẹ lè rí, bí a ti bá kà sókè, bí ẹ lè máa rí ọ̀run yẹn, bí ẹ ń kà sókè díẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ ń rí díẹ̀? Sórí ọ̀run yẹn, bó bá hun ọ̀run, bó bá hun lénìí, kó sọ̀kalẹ̀, Yorùbá máa lọ. Bó bá hun heaven, kódà tó bá hun space shuttle tó wà lókè yẹn, kó sọ̀kalẹ̀ kó máa dẹ́rù bà wá because nǹkan ṣe nísìn ni pé ẹ̀ ń tẹ́ máa dẹ́rù bà àwọn tó wà nílé ẹ fi máa dún mọ̀hóhó mọ́ wọn àwọn tó wà nílé bóhun heaven ni mo sọ kó sọ̀kalẹ̀ ìran Yorùbá máa bọ́ nínú èdì tí àgbáyé flag mẹ́mọ̀ pé mo fi síbẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan máàpù mi èdì tẹ́ di wà mọ́lẹ̀ tí ògo wa ò búyọ bó ṣe jẹ́ kó búyọ nítorí pé tó bá jẹ́ pé èdè wa la fi communicate láti join nǹkan àti sùn wá jù báyìí lọ. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé ẹjẹ́ àtúbọ̀ máa gbàdúrà sọ́lọ́run ọba oní Quran máa pè é máa fà á tẹ́sùbà yálà tí yálà gbogbo tó bá lè pè kìrìsìtẹ́nì nìyẹn máa ka psalm yẹn bó ṣe ní ká máa kà á 91 ló mọ̀ ọ́ lò ní 121 ní any psalm òkè kan ló wà ní ẹ lọ síbẹ̀ gbọ́ pé oníṣẹ̀ṣe ẹ wá fẹ̀yìntì ẹ káwọn kan náà gbogbo alájọ máa dáwọ́ bò ó lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ìran Yorùbá máa bọ́ eléyìí ò kì í ṣe mo sọ pé àsìkò eléyìí ò kì í ṣàsìkò gba 1998/99 tó lọ dánwò pẹ̀lú gbogbo nàdẹ́kù nọ́sẹ̀nsì yẹn kò ṣe gbogbo wọn o torí pé àwọn kan ṣì wà bítà pé wọ́n jẹ́ kó parí ìjà yẹn eléyìí tàgbé dání àjàyè la máa jà Ọlọ́run adé tẹ̀lé wa ẹni sam tẹ bá lè lò mo ò lẹ́mí ọmọ sam kankan ẹni sam gbogbo tó lókàlùkù bá lè lò Yorùbá must become on their own as an independent country. And that's all we're interested in. Báwo la ṣe máa ṣèjọba ẹ̀jẹ̀ àkọ́kọ́ ká bá gbàǹtà fi gbà tán àkọ́kọ́ mọ kí ni numbers wa a máa ṣe sensor láàrin ara wa so that inú ilé tí bó bá ń gbé wàá lè mọ̀ pé mi ni mò ń gbé níbẹ̀. Just as I live here in UK, ilé kọ̀ọ̀kan àmọ́ tó ń gbé níbẹ̀ tó bá double play wọ́n máa mọ̀ in the long run. Yoruba land has come to stay. Ẹ sọ fáwọn politicians yẹn kọ́ máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ ta ẹ̀rọ ń fà yìí kọ́ máa fi ṣeré. A ní selection nílẹ̀ Yorùbá o. Òmìnira Yorùbá ó ti wà níwájú wa báyìí tá a fi wọnú ẹ̀. Ẹ lè máa sọ pé gbẹgbẹgbẹnu sáwọn kí ẹ jókòó ẹ mọ̀ pé tẹ́tí ń bá wọn tẹ́ẹ̀dí tẹ́ ń tán yàn tẹ́ ń mọ tí tẹ́ ń jẹ pẹpẹ soup lójú orin àbí àwa fáyín lọ́lọ́run lọ́wọ́ bọ̀yìn tí máa sọ ni pé ìjà tó ẹ kí ẹ ṣe kàn bá wa David Adégòkè ní tó wà ń lẹ̀ ni pé ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ̀jà play anthem wa ká máa lọ. Orúkọ tèmi ni Olayomi Koiki tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koiki Media. Yoruba nation has come to stay. Mo rí nǹkan tó kọ nǹkan kan síbẹ̀ yẹn tó ní Yoruba nation is our future and nothing else. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú. Fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀. Yoruba nation is our future, and I'll remember to put that out. Tí bá ti ń ka nọ́mbà síta, màmá kọ yẹn mo ṣe kọ sí ibi tí nọ́mbà mi wà. And ẹni jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Have a very good afternoon. Bye for now.